Hello.
Hi.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, Rachel. Isn't Rachel just looking so gorgeous in her bright pink sweater? I think that color just looks so dreamy on her. I'm sure all of you agree as you're jumping on here.
You're like, let's make her cheeks match the sweater.
That'll be the goal for the next hour. We are doing a mega Galentine's event today. Sit back, get comfy. It is 4 hours of designing with some of the best designers out there. They've got some fantastic projects. If you were lucky enough to grab one of those kits ahead of time, hopefully you have taken all your beads out and you are ready to bead along with them. If you didn't grab one ahead of time, there are still some left in the shop. You need a kit from Jesse James Beads and a kit from Soft Flex Company, and you put them together for this event, and this event will be able to be replayed over and over. We are streaming live to Soft Flex's Facebook and YouTube, as well as Jesse James Beads Facebook and YouTube. So hello to everybody. I am your host from Soft Flex Company. I see Jesse James Beads is hanging out in the comments and will be here to help out as well. So look for them as well, but we're going to have a great time. Our first designer is Rachel Mallis, and she is such a hoot to be with. She's got some great earring designs that she is going to be showing us, and we're really super excited about the event. So Rachel, what were you thinking when you were designing these earrings?
It's funny. Originally, when I went to design, I was going to do a 3-strand necklace. And then I was like, I want to dig into the beads a little bit more. I don't want to, I want to hoard some of them. That's a common theme with me. I'm like, I want to save this. Yeah. Save it away. So right. I was like, and I really want to showcase the Soft Flex obviously, because we have 3 different colors in this kit. This color, which one is this one? The lapis color, I think is maybe my favorite color ever. It's so pretty. This was when I was gonna use this for the 3-strand, and I was like, I can't use all of it. I need to share it. Number 1, everyone else needs to get a chance to use some. Number 2, I want to save it. So we're going to make some earrings with the lapis color and also with the turquoise color. But the great thing about it is that you can switch any of them out. And you'll notice that I did pick some of the beads out that are the lapis color. So that's I love that color in this theme. This color really also matches my eyes. I don't know if you.
Yeah, when I got to pick the colors for this kit, which is kind of unusual. A lot of times, Sarah James and I, we've done a Galentine's event for many years now. We'll kind of collaborate on what colors we're thinking. But I was like, what do you think about just like an untraditional? I mean, purple's kind of a traditional Valentine's color, but why don't we throw in some blues and just see how it goes? And she was like, I love it. So we ended up with this really pretty combination. I don't know if this is a trio, but I think it should be. If it's not,
I think it should be too. I think it's cute. They're really pretty together.
It's super cute. So that's how we ended up with these 3 colors that we'll be using today. And the designers have used it in lots of different ways in their designs. And I think we have a variety of designs too. Rachel may be the only one doing earrings. I know I saw a bracelet. I think there was a necklace. So there's going to be quite a few different things to learn. I also was telling Rachel right before this started, I was looking for a chain. I have these little sweet charms that remind me of my husband, but the chain that I had them on was way too long. And so I was like, I really need something to put them on today. of all days. I want to wear them. And I remembered there was a heart chain right there in the box. And I was like, oh yeah. So I pulled it out, I added a clasp, and now I've got my cute little charm. So if you're looking for something simple, I'm sure someone uses this chain in their design. But if you end up not creating that design and you're looking for something simple, just hang a little charm. And then I took the leftovers. I had a pre-party is what I was telling.
I love it.
I took the leftovers and I made a little drop earring to match. And I'm super, super happy with them. So I've got my Valentine's flare ready to go. Before we get going, Rachel, I'm going to do a little maintenance. Soft Flex Company has a sale going on, and I want to make sure that I mention it throughout the 4 hours. It's 15% off of our new items with coupon code NEW, NEW. We launched 4 goodie bags from Tucson on Wednesday. One of them is sold out. Blue Agave is gone. Sonoran Oasis and Desert Dusk, there's only 3 left in each of them. The Sandstorm, there's quite a few left. And I think it's because the other ones have blue and everybody loves blue. But I wanted to mention to you guys, the Sandstorm is beautiful. And it's the only one that has a full strand of pearls in it. So you might want to look at the Sandstorm. You might be really surprised if you end up getting it.
I think I mean, I haven't seen the kit, but that sounds like a great neutral to work with. And if you know one thing about me, I'm going to buy the flashy, I'm going to buy the color beads. And then I get a design with, I'm like, I don't have any neutrals. Yeah. So that's a really important, you should grab that. Also strand of pearls.
There's some really pretty stuff in there. So think about the Sandstorm. There are 14 of those still available. So if you want one of those, get that soon, because we're down to total. That means we're down to 20. So we're almost completely sold out on those. I think that would be, out of all of them that we had, that would probably mean we're at like 15% right now. So get in there, get the getting while the getting's good. Use coupon code NEW to get the 15% off. I stopped by the Jesse James Beads website right before we started to see what they had happening. And they have 30% off on their all heart collection. No coupon necessary. And it's all Valentine's, sweet Valentine's inspired items. Really pretty, like heart links and just gorgeous stuff. So make sure you stop by their website as well. I will be doing 4 giveaways during the 4 hours, but you must be present to win, and it will continue gathering giveaway names as we go forward. I won't change the name. So if you enter now and you're here 4 hours later and you win, fantastic. You're entered. It'll only need you to enter once for the whole 4 hours. But I will stop and do a giveaway at the end of each hour as we're switching to our next guest. So I see you all found the directions for that down at the bottom of the screen. Keep entering, and we just hope you have a fantastic time learning this project from Rachel. I am going to back out now, Rachel, and give you all the space in the world to create.
Yeah, absolutely. So here, I'm going to start with this pair. And this pair, I think is so fun, the shape. And we'll use a couple of different techniques with the Soft Flex to learn these. So for this pair of earrings, we're going to use 4 of these amazing crystal bicones in the same color as the lapis. Love that. And they came out of this. And actually, I think all of the beads I used except for the seed beads in these. These came from the strand. And these are like glass crystal-y square cuts. And then we have these little coin lentil-y beads that are going to go down here. And I just think it's so fun. So to start, we're going to cut some Soft Flex. Oh, and we're also going to use 6 crimps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was also trying to hoard my crimps, but I needed to use them.
You can't hold on to everything.
I know. My boyfriend's like, throw it out. Like, I try to hold on. I have like 7 like empty cat food boxes over here. My apartment's actually quite clean. My mom likes to hold on to things too, and I think I kind of inherited it a little bit.
You never know what you might need.
I use so much so often, and I have all this like junk journaling stuff. I have like packaging from things I save. My apartment is not big enough for this. It's like 600 square feet. It's not big.
Well, good thing beads are small.
I know, and then
the right crap.
I'll put like one bead from a strand, like 6 different strands in one of my things in the bead box. I'm like, okay, I have this last bead I've saved from here. So I have 4 pieces of Soft Flex that I have cut, and these look like about 4 inches. Usually I like to cut a lot of extra, but we're on the theme of hoarding this color. So I'm going to start by putting on one of our crimps, and then we are going to put on one of the bicones, and then we are going to put on one of these pretty lentil beads. They have 2 tones in them. They have like a minty-ish blue, and then also kind of a sandy color almost. And I really like the colors together. So I'm going to go back up through the crimp, or the bicone, and then through the crimp. So that's where we're going to be doing our crimping. And I was thinking about doing it down by the end of the lentils, but I guess I could have strung the crimp on last if I went through the other end. But I thought it was just like more fun this way. Instead of the crimp being like totally utilitarian by the bottom, it's kind of more like decoration up here. And for this, I used my magical crimpers. For the other pair of earrings, we're actually going to use our flat nose pliers. I think it's fun to experiment with different ways of crimping, but I love these magical crimpers. I know it takes a little while to get used to them, but once you get it, you got it. These are like my most favorite thing ever, though. I might say that again about something else. Let's be overly enthusiastic with our beading tools.
Oh my gosh.
This is the best thing ever.
I swear, during the live sales, I'm like, shiny object. Like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite color. No, this is my favorite color. But it's
my favorite color is whatever's in front of me. Yeah. It's our inner child.
So
it's like a kid in a toy store. Mom, can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this?
Mm-hmm.
But that's me at Costco now when my parents come to visit.
Oh no. Costco's dangerous.
We live actually right next to Costco. But it's very small because I'm in New York, and so like they don't have wine, they don't have furniture. Actually, they might. No, they don't. There's like a little liquor store next to it that has wine. But it's like the smallest Costco ever. It's like the size of a regular grocery store, basically.
So it's like a pizza shop instead. Does it have like the cafe?
It actually does.
That's good.
The cafe is always very, very hopping, very busy, and I don't like lines, so I have not actually eaten there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, with kids, like having Costco pizza is
right.
Like
I went there one time because my aunt was like really hyped about these. Oh, and I'm just doing this again. I'm going to do this 4 times. I'm going to go ahead and do the ones for all the earrings at once. So I'm going up through this bead and through the crimp, and then magical crimping it, and then cutting down the extra wire. But my aunt was like super crazy hyped about these humongous cookies they apparently have there. And I was like, okay, well, if there's one way you're going to get me into there, it's to pick you up a cookie and bring it to your kids. And of course, pick myself up one. So we went in there and got like 4 giant cookies. But sometimes my boyfriend will be like, I really want pizza. I'm like, just go to Costco.
Yeah. It's easy and it's cheap and it's good.
Like pizza is one of those things where the price has inflated like crazy. And I'm like, it's bread. Like
with cheese on it. Yeah.
With cheese on it. I'm like, I know all of these ingredients. The price has not grown up that much.
I know. Yeah, it's true. It is true.
All right. So we're going to do this 2 more times, going through my crimp. And the backhand. Ooh, it's not focused. All right, let's see.
I think it's just StreamYard sometimes with guests doesn't do a great job focusing.
Okay, yeah, I have the iPhone Pro and it's giving me a lot of camera options, but I don't know what any of them are.
Yeah,
so I don't want to like mess it up
too much about it. I think it's just you have a lot of stuff there on the table and it's probably not quite sure where to focus.
Can maybe have less stuff on the table. Go away, stuff. Go away.
Becky, time is worth money. She said, I tell myself it's worth paying for pizza if it means I don't have to make dinner.
That is totally true. However, the pizza around me is crazy and it's cheaper to actually just get like tacos.
Yeah, that's true.
I just like we do get a decent amount of delivery, but you know, since all of the delivery apps have become so popular, now that's like before in New York, you could kind of just like call and have stuff delivered. Now they really want you to use the apps and you have to pay all the extra fees. But the Mexican spot is much cheaper than the pizza spot. And I have a lot more leftovers.
Yeah, I wish I could convince my kids that tacos were good.
What?
Yeah, they won't eat tacos.
I would eat tacos every day.
But even quesadillas, it's like sometimes they're too spicy, or I don't know.
What
are you talking about?
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
I'd say pizza is the one thing I can get the whole family to like get on board with, you know?
That's true. Yeah, pizza isn't easy. Plus, you can kind of customize it. Where did oh, there it is.
It's so crazy the things that they come up with. Like this morning, my son had my mom make a hot dog in the morning, and for
breakfast.
Yeah, and then he wouldn't go sit and eat it like while it was warm. So then he complained it was too cold. Then she picked it up to go warm it, and he was like, "Nope, I can't eat it. You touched it."
Oh my gosh! But how did he think it got there? Like,
oh my gosh! Stop it!
That's so funny. My mom used to like home make mac and cheese and different things, and she would hide vegetables in them, and my brother would like
find them,
become a biologist and like dissect everything and pull out every single onion.
Oh my gosh.
How can you taste the onion? It's cooked. It's not like she's putting raw onions in it. Like, so funny. But I'm a lot older than him, so like I wanted the onions and stuff in it. All right, so I'm on my last one and I'm just clipping my Soft Flex. I'm always worried I'm going to get that second wire. But if you pay attention and you do not bead while you're frustrated, you will not clip the second wire.
We got a really good question here. I'm new here to the beading world. What tool are you using?
So these are the magical crimping pliers. If you are new to crimping, these may not be where you want to start. I love them. They do have a little bit of a learning curve, but they turn your crimps into little balls. And I think that is so cute because I just don't think the regular way of crimping is that cute. But as you'll see in our second project, there's other ways you can crimp. These techniques I might not use on like a necklace, but they're great for earrings. So that's also a fun way to.
Yeah, crimping is just simply a way to connect the wire to something else or to hold beads in place on it. So those little metal beads are tubes, and they come from Soft Flex, and they are compressed into the nylon coating of the wire to secure something in place. And that's what the magical crimpers do. They actually crimp the tube into a bead and hold something in place on the wire. Great question.
It's funny. I've been beading for, how old am I? Gosh, like 20 years. And I didn't start crimping and like stringing until I think, was it 2020 or 2021? I learned, because when I was first learning, we didn't have, or at least I wasn't aware of a beading community like this. The beading videos on YouTube were it was a while ago, so they were kind of like pixelated and whatnot. And I just didn't know where to start. And so I started with it was like 30 gauge wire I got at like Walmart and these crimp tubes that basically turned to dust when you use them. And then everything I made fell apart. And I was like, this crimping business is not for me. It's too hard. And then, I was teaching with my friend Sam during the pandemic, and he had someone on to teach stringing. I was like, so if I just buy all that stuff she's saying, it's not going to fall apart? Okay. So I've like pretty much exclusively used Soft Flex since I started.
Good. And how's it going?
It's going great.
Yeah. I think having the right materials is pretty key when it comes to crimping.
Absolutely.
It's one of the tricky parts. I once taught a class. I've told this story a number of times, but I once taught a class and I let the students bring their own crimps. I made the mistake.
Oh, no.
And they showed up with crimps from Michael's and crimps from Hobby Lobby and crimps from who knows where. And they were so bad. And it was such a failure. I was like, okay, I will always have to demand they buy Soft Flex crimps. Or I can't, because you can't crimp with these other ones nearly as well. And it causes a lot of heartache because people automatically assume they're bad at crimping, not that the material is inferior.
All right. I'm going to quick pause to show you what I'm doing. So I've got both strands strung up through this crystal. And then I am going to take one of the strands and bend it over into a loop and thread it back through the crystal. And then we're going to crimp it. So I like to have like, this wire is really pretty and I wanted to see it on the design. So I did a bit of an extended loop. I didn't really measure it. You'll just try to replicate it a little bit on the second one. And I'm just pulling these to a length that I think looks cute. I put one of them closer to the square crystal and one of them a little bit further down.
They'd like to see the beads a little more clearly. If they're beading with you, they wanted to see what you're using.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can find something like white to hold this up with. I have. Here we go. Here's my paper. Yeah. Okay. So this is the step we're on right now. This is the finished earring. So we're doing it like that. And this bead is from the strand that had, let me grab it. This bead is from this strand.
Awesome.
And then
I'm just admiring that strand.
I know. I didn't break into my second one. I was like, oh, I can save it.
I was like, how interesting that they put these 3 different beads together on this strand too.
Yeah.
Like it's a nice assortment of different shapes and colors.
And then I have the little lentils, which are from I love these little containers I give you. They're from in here. And the bicones, the crystal bicones are also from in here. So that's for that pair. And then we're just using crimp beads for the like decorative other part and keeping it together, obviously. Awesome. So we're on the step where I am crimping right here. So I've got my magical crimping pliers and I am going to, what's really important with these is making sure that the crimp bead is centered. And I think that's where some people struggle, because I've got this crimp bead pretty up close to the glass crystal square. So if you just move it down a tiny bit with your fingers, you just want to make sure you have enough room to center that crimp bead in here, and then you can move it back up once we're done crimping. But that your first squish, if it doesn't look like a ravioli, you're gonna struggle for the rest of your squishing. Sometimes if my first squish is bad, I'll just like take my flat nose pliers and squeeze it the other way and get a new crimp. Like
it's a good point.
Now, luckily with earrings, as long as it looks for the most part like a rounded bead, this is a forgiving project to do the squishing with. I love to do a lot of designs with like a lot of different strands, and of course you use a lot of crimps for that. And crimp covers are great in some uses, but they are like so much significantly bigger than this little bead that I'm making. And also it just adds so much extra cost if you're like putting on all these crimp covers. Also, crimp covers are not always the easiest thing to put on. Sometimes they have a mind of their own. All right. So now that I've got that crimped, I'm going to come in here and cut off my excess. These cutters are also amazing. These are from Soft Flex, but I'm using my junky ones because I like to use these on wire. So these cutters also work great for the Soft Flex. But if you're looking for some good cutters, these are, and they fit in really small spots. They don't look like they would, but they do. Okay, so here's the first one. And we will do the next one. So I have my two beads, two bead strands, and my cat hair, apparently.
I have dog hair everywhere. She's like in full winter mode, so she's got a lot of fur going on right now.
Yeah, it's a cat hair epidemic in here. Can't get rid of it. One of them sheds all the time, and then the other one like doesn't really shed, but I'll just find like clumps of his fur. Like it's like he just pulls out clumps of it. But he doesn't look like he's balding or anything. It just, that's how he sheds. Giant clumps. It's like Marauder was here.
Liz was wondering if you're stringing the wire back into the square bead after when you go to crimp.
I did. And honestly, the primary reason I did that is because I'm more concerned with how it looks up at the top of the bead. And if I clipped the wire there, like there's a chance I would have like a little bit more space. And it's also much harder to get into. So since this bead has like a really nice size hole, I just threaded the wire back through and it was so much easier to cut from the bottom. But if you wanted to try and cut it from the top, you totally could. So I'm doing the same thing on this one. I've got my two wires strung through. I've got a crimp on top of this, and I'm going to try and just kind of eyeball to get them the same length. Earrings are sisters, not twins. Nobody's ears are right next to each other, so don't stress too much. I did not come up with it, but I cannot remember who said it.
I love it. It's so good.
I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Yeah, I'm definitely a perfectionist, and you know, it's funny because other people don't notice the same things that you notice after staring at it for hours and hours, you know?
For sure. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the things that you hate about them, people love about them.
Yeah.
They're like, I love how it's a little bit different. I love how you did this on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny. Sometimes they'll be like, I didn't mean to do that on that one.
Yeah, no, I made this one necklace once for a demonstration piece of all of our different colors of Soft Flex. And it had like a rainbow of crystals, which I think is what attracted people's eyes to it. But people loved it. And I did not like that necklace. And so we would have it at our Soft Flex booth and people would come up and just like be attracted to it. And I'd be like, what is going on with that? Who knew?
Yeah, it's so funny. You really have to just remind yourself, like, also, like, you know, if you were having fun and loving making it in the moment, people will see that even if it's not exactly your taste. Like, I have a lot of other maker friends who also sell their work, and they're like, I really didn't like that, but it sold immediately. And sometimes the reasons you don't like it could just be something you like associate with, or maybe you were annoyed for a second while making it and you're like, I'm done with it. But
yeah, and beauty
really like
is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Truly, you know, what I think is beautiful, someone else may not think is as beautiful, and vice versa. Cynthia wanted to know how long the strands were that you started with.
I gave myself nice long strands to start with. And they're about 4 inches. So, I mean, it's not that long, but
long enough.
It's long enough, yeah, to have a little bit of wiggle room. I don't like fighting with like the ends, and you'll see with the next pair that we're going to make also. It's nice to have a little bit of wiggle room. Usually I cut like a ridiculously large extra amount on projects so that I have enough to like use it for a pair of earrings. But when you're working on a pair of earrings, also you don't want to be working with a crazy long strand. So we also have ear wires in the kit. And I'm just moving the little hoops a little closer to each other. I like on the magical crimping pliers, they double as like another pair of flat nose pliers.
I use that all the time. I barely get my chain nose pliers out anymore. I actually used that to open jump rings to make the necklace and the earrings today. I was like, who needs a chain nose plier? I've got my magical crimpers.
Yeah, it's not a very long like nose, but it's definitely enough to get stuff done.
I love that. Dana said the VIB group is a very helpful place for her to get a read on her pieces that she's made to see how people respond to them. That's smart. If you aren't in our Soft Flex VIB group on Facebook, it's just a really lovely place to hang out. You can post pictures of your work and share it. Everyone's very encouraging and I think very kind, but they do give nice feedback. And then Jesse James Beats also has a Facebook group. I think it's called The Secret Stash, if I remember correctly.
I'm like 90% sure.
Yeah. So join their Facebook group too. I know they have a ton of fun over there as well.
Right. So here are earrings. And now I have a pair to give to my Galentine.
Yeah.
I have to decide who that is. And so there we go. Maybe I'll send them to Rachel Siegel.
Oh, that would be nice. Those would look so pretty on her.
They would.
Becky was mentioning earlier she really liked that oversized loop, that it kind of counterbalanced the bottom. So it was
maybe that's what it was. Yeah, I think it's so fun. Yeah, because if the loop was really small up here, it wouldn't
look as good.
Yeah.
Totally.
Sometimes to balance that, I'll make like a really big pair of ear wires, but I like that I don't have to make ear wires in this kit. So I'm like gonna use them.
But you could definitely change out the ear wires if you needed to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
All right, let's move onward. we have a second pair, and I did these both slightly different. So you can make them more rounded, or you can make them more oblong. And I also wrote out on this other side of this piece of paper the lengths of wire that I need to cut. All right, so we're using 3 different lengths of wire, and we're cutting a little bit extra on this one too, so that you have some to work with. It's a little bit finicky if you don't have enough to work with. Get a ruler out. I know this bead mat has a ruler on it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't trust it. All right, so I'm going to cut a piece that's 5 inches. And it went flying.
Tanya, she strung the wire back into the square bead because she was hoping it would help that square bead sit up a little higher, closer to the crimp tube. You could cut it off if you wanted to, but it was also kind of an easy way to do it.
It also was a lot easier for me to cut it down here rather than trying to like cut it really close up here, because I didn't leave a whole lot of space in between one of my dangles and the square beads. So like this is a pretty tight fit right here, just the way I strung it. You could obviously string it with a little bit of extra space here if you wanted, but I wanted it to be like this, and so it was a lot easier to cut it down at the bottom. And I figured since the hole was big enough, why not?
And yes, any lentil would work. If you're working out of your own stash, you can definitely change the beads around to, you know, meet the needs of whatever it is that you're working with.
A brio would be really pretty. Dagger beads, you know, anything like that. Any top drilled bead would be great. I mean, you could really use whatever you want. All right, so I have 2 5-inch pieces. This is for 1 for each earring. I'm going to use the same lengths for both earrings. And then I'm going to cut to an 1/8. And these are like rough measurements. You don't have to be exact because we're going to zhuzh it a little bit. And another 2 1/8. And then I also had 2 5/8. And I'm using the turquoise color Soft Flex for this, but you could use whatever color you want. I was thinking I was going to use a different color, but then I realized I want a match to each of these earrings. So they are sisters, not twins, but they need to be closer to twins because these sisters are obviously different. It just doesn't kind of work. They don't really
taller, one is taller and one is wider in this case.
Yeah. They're sharing shirts, but not pants. So it's a little noticeable. And all right, so and then I need, for each earring, you need 5 of each seed bead. So I'm going to just take 10 out of each color, because if I dump them all out, I will send them flying. I just know it. And these are like a fun size. I used, I went on vacation like last month, and I used this glue on fingernails, and I completely wrecked my nails. They're like, I've had to keep cutting off the ends because they keep breaking. So I can't to pick beads up right now. Yeah, they kept falling off, so I kept re-gluing them, and I must have put that like nail glue on each finger probably like 6 times, and then, you know, I don't really soak them off. I kind of ripped them off. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, I'm sure it's user error, but yeah, my nails are wrecked now.
It happens.
Yeah. Right. The nails were very cute.
On mine.
You what? Oh, you have the stickers?
Yeah. That's like it's as good as it can get. Like I just can't do regular nail polish. It just chips way too quickly.
The second measurement was 2 1/8, and then there was 2 5/8. You can also cut much longer pieces and then have more to kind of zhuzh with if you want. These are just kind of like general measurements. As long as you have the same size for the big one, you'll be able to kind of maneuver it to what am I saying? You will be able to maneuver them to be about the same size. I do a lot by eye in general. Hanging pictures on the wall, I eyeball it. It drives some people crazy. I can't measure it. I'm like, that takes too long. I'll never hang it up if I do that. All right. And I believe
I also don't like measuring, but I know some people really like to measure.
Yeah. I try to get, like, you'll see, I wrote it down. I'm like, you've got to have something for people. You've got to have like general measurements and they can figure it out from there. But I also drew it out and then measured from here so I can know like exactly kind of the size I wanted it to be. So we are going to string on, we're going to actually start with the base shape. And it's important that we remember to string on all of our crimps. So we are going to start with one crimp, and then you can use whatever combination you want of the seed beads. You can use whatever beads you want. I'm going to make mine the same again so I can have a match for these earrings.
So it looks like Lori says it's 5, 2.18, and 2.58, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see if I can do that in centimeters. Let's see. So 2 1/8 is almost 55 centimeters. I don't know why I started with the middle measurements. Centimeters might be a little easier. I don't know where everyone's located, but sometimes it is easier to measure them. 5 inches is, I got confused for a second. Okay, it was about, 55 millimeters. What am I doing? Wait, you can tell I don't have kids. I'm like off on my measurements. 5, I'm like centimeters. So this is 125, 27 centimeters. And 2 5/8 is
on the spot math, not my thing.
I know, 67 centimeters. I'm actually very good at math, or millimeters, not centimeters. I keep saying centimeters. This is millimeters. If that helps. So I have 127, 55, and 67 millimeters.
Okay. Hopefully that helps anybody who had any questions on the measurements.
Yes. And like I said, you can cut a little bit more. The most important one is that first one, because that's the one that's going to really make the shape of the earring. So this is, yes. Okay. And then I have another crimp that I'm going to string on. Don't forget to string on your crimps because you'll have to redo this. And then we're going to string on.
Did that possibly happen to you?
Not, you know what? I don't think it did this project, but it definitely has happened before. And I've been like, are you kidding me? All right. So to make this shape, the more oblong shape, we're going to take our 2 tails together and slip a crimp over them. So again, that bottom part is a crimp, our 5 seed beads, and another crimp. Now we are going to get kind of the shape that we want. And it doesn't have to look like mine exactly. Just do whatever you do for the first one, do it for the second one. We are going to thread one of these strands back through to make a loop. It's okay if you pull and make your little loop down here much smaller while you're doing that. You'll be able to readjust it. So just give us a little bit of a tail and then move this up. Just don't want to lose the other tail. I'm just trying to make a small-ish loop. For this project, I thought it would be fun and interesting to do the I don't want to say the lazy crimp way, but definitely the easier crimp way, where you'll just take your flat nose pliers. This is chain nose, but you could use these. Actually, probably should use these. And once I have my loop and everything, I'm just going to squish it.
They could use the magical crimpers if they wanted to.
You could if you wanted to. It is totally up to you. For this loop, you could use the magical crimpers, and for these, I think it will be a little bit more tricky just with like the little pieces of wire we have here. I flat crimped them so that they would stay like very distinctly apart. But like looking at the flat crimp, I definitely think it could be the magical crimper. It'd be really pretty. For this one, it will be hard to do the magical crimper because we're going to do another loop, which I will show you. So it's totally how you want to do it. And if you come up with something really innovative, I love that. I love seeing how people build on things that we teach. It's so fun to see people use techniques in different ways than you would think.
Absolutely.
So, there's this. And then we're going to kind of decide where we want our, I do not want a round Sharpie, but I guess that's fine. We're going to decide where we want our other strands to come in. So, and this will also kind of give it more of a sideways shape when you do this. So what I would recommend is coming in and kind of deciding where you want your other strands to go. I think I've got about 2 centimeters from the center on either side on that. Oh, my hand's shaking. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it with a Sharpie just so that I, when things inevitably start moving around, I have a baseline to go back to. Okay. And this part's a little tricky, I'm not going to lie. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on one side. This is the easiest way I found to do it. We're going to start on one side. We're going to hold that crimp bead over the line that we've just made. And then we are going to get our smallest piece of wire. We're going to put it in here, grab it, and then we're going to get our next smallest piece of wire, put it in here, and you want to give yourself a little, I just dropped one, a little bit of a tail so that you can hold on to it. There we go. Okay. Make sure everything's aligned. And then I'm going to come in here. And this is also why I like the squishing, because then that was like pretty easy. So we've got that. Then we are going to start on our second loop and put our beads on. So 1, 2, 3. We've got this one. I can hear my cat snoring behind me. You probably can't hear it, but I just heard it. I was like, what is that? Forgot he was behind me.
I heard my children loudly yell earlier and had to go check for sure. Everybody was okay.
Good.
There's always something going on, isn't there?
I'm sure. I'm the oldest of 4, and
oh, you're the oldest.
I'm the oldest, yeah. Ooh, right, and then I'm gonna string beads on the next strand too. Yeah, I'm 8 years older than my little brother, so it's like very interesting because he's not one single person in my mind. He's like a little baby, and then he's also like this strangely grown up man. Like it's very weird. because he's just like a little baby in my mind. And then I see him and I'm like, what do you mean you're picking me up from the airport? You can drive? Yeah.
One of the viewers mentioned that she made Galentine cards for her friends, and it makes her feel happy, to give something and make them smile. And I wanted to mention that Kristen Fagan from Soft Flex Company did a really cute little YouTube video on her channel recently, making Galentine Day or Valentine Day cards, depending on who she was sending it to. And it was really easy, watercolor, and then she used a recycled material to make a heart print. The kids and I watched it last night. They were super inspired by it. So if you are thinking about making maybe a sweet little card today as another project, or you're making a gift today with your Galentine box and you want to add a card to it, maybe check out Kristen's video on her YouTube channel. Yes, I did. I guess Kristen's here in the background.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we watched it last night at bedtime. It was very soothing.
Okay. So I've got my beads on, and I've strung them up through the other side. I think I made my width a little wider than I did before, so I don't have quite as much extra. So maybe 2 centimeters from the middle was too much. We're just gonna look at it and make sure it's like kind of even though, because yeah. All right, there we go. And I'm just going to pull it down. I'm quite at the ends of my soft flex, so cut a little bit extra, like I was saying. And then I'm going to come in and squeeze it. And then I actually really like them this close together. These ones I managed to get a lot further apart with the same measurements somehow. So I'm going to come in here and cut the excess, although I actually kind of love it. But it doesn't look the same on both sides, so I am going to cut it. But I love that, actually. Look at that. So I feel like it looks like almost architectural, just sticking up from the crimp like that. Very cool.
I love hearing that people join us for the Galentine's events year after year. That's awesome.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Whether you buy the kit or don't, you're still our Galentine.
Yes.
I did enjoy doing some jewelry making today, Kelly. And I'm actually in the background here. I have all my beads out and I'm making some Valentine necklaces for my little girls. And then I'll probably make something for my little boy too.
Aw, I love that. What kind of thing would he like a keychain?
He does like jewelry. He's a little bit like, he isn't going to want something sparkly or pink.
Right.
That's not going to be his thing.
But the blue could be right up his alley, though.
I know. Yeah, I think he would really like the blue. So I'm thinking about that. I was thinking about digging through my charms to see if I have like a teeny tiny, something that like a teeny tiny dinosaur or something like that would probably make him happy. But he'd probably like a bracelet. Whereas I'm making the girls, like I'm using those big flashy hearts to make them pendants.
I love that. Yeah, those are so fun.
Ring up some beads with them.
Is there another bead I'm hoarding?
I will never use them. I will always just look at them.
I will just love them. Okay, so we have our crimped earring, and it's fun. It's fun seeing like the shape is like slightly different than this one, I feel like. So you can really achieve whatever you want. I think it's because I did much more width down here. Then it made it wider. And so I'm going to show you how I attached the purple sparkly bead. I just use, this is 20 gauge. You can also do this with a smaller gauge, but I really wanted to use the non-tarnish wire from Soft Flex. because I think this is actually the only non-tarnished wire I have. And so I wanted to go with the ear wires. So nice. What I'm going to do is I have like a little version I make of a knotted head pin that's kind of like a cheater version because I like the way this turns out a little bit better. So we're going to act like we're making a wrapped loop. Get my other pliers. And you want to make the absolute tiniest little loop that you can, especially if you're using 20 gauge like I am, because you're not going to be able to manipulate it as much. And I'm actually just going to kind of squish the loop. If you were using a thinner gauge, you wouldn't need to squish the loop so much because you'd be able to pull it down. But I tried to do that, and the 20 gauge is too strong for the way I usually do this. Another thing about why I wanted to use 20 gauge is because the hole on this bead is like very generous. So you want to make sure that it's going to not fall off. So what I have done is made a teeny tiny wrap loop. And if I was using a smaller gauge, just so you know how to do it, I would hold it here and use some, what are those called? Nylon jaw pliers. And if you pull down, you can make the loop really tiny, but it didn't move at all because it's 20 gauge. So that's why I made the loop really tiny to start with. So look how cute that is. And then I'm going to make a really big wrapped loop to fit over the crimp on this one. And I'll show you how to make a loop on the other one. What time is it? All right. Do this really fast.
We've got about
5 minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I have time to show you how to do the more rounded hoop. So imagine that I'm actually going to finish and wrap this because it does take a second. So you'll just thread it on there and then adjust it to be over the crimp. And then I would grab with my pliers, with my chain nose pliers. These are not the chain nose, but I would grab it here and then just wrap around until it was done. Pop my ear wire on. I'll finish that in a minute. Let's move to the other earring, and I'm going to go quickly, just so you know how to do it. We're just going to make the base, unless I have time to do the rest, and then you'll do the bottom part exactly how we did it before. So I've got my crimp on here. I'm going to grab my beads. It was one of these, and then one of these. It's so funny when I came up with this, I was like, that's not going to take an hour. I've got to do this last earring in 2 ways, and then it will take enough time.
Talking and chatting and had questions. So all of that does take up a little bit of time.
One thing about me is that I can chat.
Me too.
So I've strung it on exactly the way we did the first one. And how you get the rounded shape is to actually go through like this. So go around like that. Then to get our double loops, this part is a little tricky, it's a little advanced. Don't be afraid to pull this down as much as you need to. You can always readjust once you have the wire through the crimp, which is the most difficult part. So give yourself wire. We're going to go through this 4 times. Oh, that's another reason why I didn't use the magical cripper on this part. Because 4 times is a little bit stuffed. All right, so I have 1 loop, and then I'm going to come and make the second loop. Actually, let's get that first loop to be the size we want it to be. All right. And then this is the trickiest part, getting that last piece through there. I'm just going to pull some extra because I'm struggling.
Carrie, are you using Soft Flex crimp tubes? And then what kind of crimping pliers are you using? You can email me at info@softflexcompany.com and just tell me a little more information. we'll do a little troubleshooting and we'll figure out what's going on so that you can crimp and feel confident about your crimps.
The Soft Flex crimp tubes like literally changed my crimping game, like changed my life. There are other good crimp tubes on the market, but I love Soft Flex. I love that you guys are a small business, and you guys are amazing. All right, so I've got my 2 loops through there. You saw once I pulled them through, I was able to adjust the size of them a little bit. I want that bottom one to be a little smaller, actually. Let's see. There we go. Then I'm going to come in here with my flat nose pliers, and you want to make sure that you keep this kind of like pretty straight. And the reason I chose these is so I can get everything in one squish. All right, and that's how that looks. And then you can cut off the extra. And then you will do the bottom part in exactly the same way we did the first one. You can play around with the sizing on how big you want your loops. Give yourself a lot of extra wire if you want to, especially if you're new to crimping. Not being stingy with your, and that goes for wire work too, not being stingy with your wire will aid your learning so much more, because like worrying about running out of wire and worrying about your technique is just like too much to worry about at once.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. So if you wanted to add more wire to the bottom, you would do a similar style to the drop earring.
Yeah, absolutely. So just mark where you want it and then add it in.
And then I think you could do a drop from that little loop you created.
Yeah,
right there.
Just like it's a little bit easier than the other one because the loop is right there. You don't have to go over the crimp.
It's almost like creating your own filigree connector using
Soft Flex. Kind of. I think it's so cute. That would be so cute to make a bunch of those.
I see your brain working.
You don't even. Oh, you can see my face, can't you? Everybody else can. But you can see me going.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then you put your ear wires on.
I'm going to add in Jenifer, who just is getting ready to join us. So here she comes.
Hey.
Hello. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Thanks for being here, Jenifer. We're super excited to see what you're going to make today.
I'm so excited too. Happy Galentine, everybody.
Yay. Rachel, that was so much fun. Thank you for showing us
so much.
Patterns. I can't believe you got through 3 patterns in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty good. That's a lot in 1 hour, you guys. Like 3 different ideas that you can take and kind of
Definitely tag me. I'm in the VIB group. It's Rachel Mallis. Definitely tag me if you make any of these, especially if you like switch things up. I love to see it.
Awesome. We're going to do our first giveaway before Rachel leaves us. Let me add in that. There it is. #gal to enter. And we have 69 entries so far, more than 100 people watching. Thank you for being here with us. We're going to be doing 4 giveaways throughout the 4-hour show. We have 4 amazing designers today for you to watch, using a kit from Jesse James Bead and a kit from Soft Flex and marrying them together. Jenifer Miller is up next. We also have Brittany Chavers coming up and Deb Floros. So we've got some fantastic designers still ahead of us as well. So here we go. Here is our first winner of the day. I will draw 3 more winners who must be present to win. So let us know in the comments that you're here. And hi, Margaret. You are a winner. Okay, Margaret. So you need to let us know in the comments that you're here. You're going to email info@softflexcompany.com and go ahead and let them know that you want a double rainbow bead strand. Give them your shipping address, and then we'll get that out to you just as quickly as we can. I'm going to write down your name. Even though I see Kristen's here, I'm not sure if she's going to be here the whole time. Margaret Lauer. Congratulations. Let us know in the comments that you're here still, Margaret. I see you are watching on Facebook. If she's not, oh, I think I saw her. Did I see her? Oh, there she is. I saw her not too long ago. So I'm going to consider it. She was one of the last people to enter. Ooh. Look at her. All right. Congratulations, Margaret. We're so happy to get that strand to you. Make sure you email us to collect your prize. Rachel, it's been such a fun time to spend with you. Thank you for being here with us. You're passing the torch on to Jenifer.
Oh, wait, let me.
Here they are.
Thanks so much for having me. Y'all have a wonderful Galentine's Day.
Oh, you too. Happy Valentine's Day. Sending you so much love. Have a wonderful evening ahead of you. And you're in New York, so it's evening, right?
Yes, it's dark outside.
I saw someone say they're gonna have to watch this till 2 a.m. to watch.
Oh my gosh. That's how I feel sometimes with y'all on the West Coast. I'm like,
I know, it's tough. It's always tough to find the right timing. But we will be live from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific, which I believe is 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. So it'll be, afternoon here, evening there. But we're glad everyone is here with us. Yes, we got you, Margaret. Awesome.
Congratulations.
And Rachel, I hope everybody goes and follows you on your YouTube channel, right? Is that the best place to find you?
I don't usually post on there, but you can follow me there if you want. I think I post the most often on Facebook. You can also sign up for my mailing list on my website. Should be starting that back up soon.
Awesome. All right. Well, take care and we'll see you again soon.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye.
All right, let me pop these out. Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
I'm so excited you're here. I know you have some really awesome things planned for us. I'm going to add in your demo camera and make sure everything's working. We don't get to test anything is kind of the scary part, but we're all professionals now, right? We can do this.
That's right. If the goblins get us, the goblins get us. Today it's Cupids. If the Cupids get us.
If the Cupids get us, they just get us. It's true. We're so glad you're here. Jen is in charge of this next hour. She's got some really fun stuff to show us. Before I get it going, though, I just wanted to add for anybody who's just joined us and missed the beginning, Soft Flex Company has a coupon code going. It is, let me pull it up here real fast. It is coupon code NEW, and it's 15% off everything new, including our Galentine's kit. So if you wanted to use that coupon code, you could get the supply kit from us for 15% off using coupon code NEW. And then there's tons of other stuff in there, including my Tucson goodie boxes that I put together for everyone. I saw Blue Agave sold out. Sonoran or Oasis and Desert Dusk are about to sell out. I saw a couple more go. I don't think they've sold out yet, but they're very close. And then I saw some of you ordering Sandstorm after I noted that it is the only one that has pearls in it. It's very, very pretty. I think you're going to love it. I know we're drawn to those beautiful blues that are in the other three. So there's a little more blue in the other three, but this goodie bag's really lovely too. So hopefully some of you will grab the Sandstorm and use the coupon code NEW to get 15% off. Jesse James Beads has 30% off on their All Heart collection. No coupon code necessary. And so you can go to jessejamesbeads.com and also check out what they have. And if they have any Galentine's boxes left, I imagine they're in that collection. So I don't know if they do or don't, but if they do, I imagine they're in that collection and you can use, you can get the discount on it. But I don't know for sure because they're not here to give me all the deets. I will be doing giveaways throughout the show, so keep entering. If you've already entered, you're entered for the whole show. But if you are just joining us now, look for the directions at the bottom of the screen. And then lastly, I forgot to mention earlier, we have a live sale going on our Soft Flex Company app. You can also find it on our Facebook page or Instagram page, and go to our website and look for live sale, and you can find it there too. And you can shop it the whole weekend, and it's full of really cool check glass beads that we're doing a trunk show with, as well as some awesome gemstones and lampwork beads and all sorts of very unique things from our gallery. So check that out this weekend as well. Okay, all of the busy work is done. We're back to beading. Yeah. What do you have to show us today, Jen?
Well, I do have to show you had these beads. This was in your little picture that you brought up, and I snagged these in a couple of different colors, in the tan and in the yellow. Oh my goodness. They are so yummy, and they have, where the flowers are, they're like faceted. They have these nice large holes that you can probably get some, I think you can get some capture chain through there, and bring in some silver silk to the party too. And they're incredible. I love them. And I got this with an order because I needed to order my double rainbow strand.
So awesome. That's what I'm giving away today.
I know. And if you don't win it in today's show, go out and get one, because it is absolutely stunning. I love it. I wish I had it right here at my fingertips, but I don't. Because if people know me, I don't cut into strands, and you're going to see me cutting into a strand today. So, yeah. And also too, if I can bring in a couple of pieces I made using some of the All Heart collection from Jessie James.
Yes, let's see it.
So here are a pair of earrings that I made. I do a live one Sunday a month with Stacy Hecht from Stacy Rabbit Jewelry Designs. And after the first couple of lives that we did, we found that we were using Jessie James beads. And so now Sarah James and her team have graciously been providing us with some incredible beads and components to work with during our lives. And so this was one of them, was the All Heart collection. And I made a pair of earrings. And then you brought up the connectors, and I made a little backpack charm using one of those All Heart connectors and a bunch of tassels.
Yeah, so this is all stuff you can find at jessiejamesbeads.com. No coupon necessary, 30% off the All Heart collection.
Yes, and it's pretty stunning. So like I said, Stacy and I have been doing these lives, and we've had so much fun. And of course, Soft Flex dribbles into the lives as well, because I will be using beading wire, or I'll be using craft wire. And so it is a good old fashioned Jessie James Beads Soft Flex live a lot of the time. So
where and when can they catch those?
So on my YouTube channel, I have a channel, and I love doing these lives. I get so nervous. Like right now, I'm just very nervous, and a lot of it is because I don't want the internet cupids to sting my connection, right? And so
I feel you.
So we will be, and it's once a month. It's usually one Sunday, and this month it's going to be not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So is it like the 23rd, 24th, somewhere around there?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. And also too, I have been very, very fortunate enough to be sharing the Design Challenge Kit from Soft Flex Company each month. And this month is no different. So I will be sharing an unboxing reveal after you do your reveal on the last Wednesday of the month. And then I'll have some designs.
Which is the double rainbow design kit, which you can find at softflexcompany.com. And you can get 15% off of it with that new coupon code anytime you want in the next week.
Wow. And then Also, on top of that, I will plug this in. When you buy a design challenge kit, you also get a $5 off coupon during the month to use.
It's true. Yeah, it's so true. I never tell anybody that, but it is true.
I share it all the time.
I never say it. What a good point.
I share it all the time. So what I have on my mat here is a necklace, and I have to change the design of it. And this is, I kept it this way because Rachel, I had already done my design, and by the time I emailed it, her design had come out, and we both used these little purple disco balls. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the versatility of this necklace, because you could really make it with any leftover beads. So if you want to go through the entire evening, or for me, it's afternoon. This is my lunch hour. I'm at the same time Sarah is. I'm at 3:30, and you can basically just put all of your leftovers in this project. And I did it like this on purpose for that reason, just because a lot of times we get to the end and we have some random beads, and this is perfect for a random bead project. And awesome. I love the graphics. I absolutely love the graphics of the cards.
So cute. Isn't it cute?
I feel like that one's me right there with the red hair.
Adorable. I loved that too.
And also too, just like Rachel said, she's on Facebook mostly, and the VIB group on Facebook for Soft Flex Company. Jesse James Beads has their secret stash too. I'm mostly on Instagram. I have to get better at going on to Facebook. I don't make it there all the time unless I have an email that I have a memory to share. And so a lot of times, my mom passed away in 2016. And so when a memory comes up of hers, then I always look at it. So that's my exposure to Facebook, is when I have a memory with my mom and I catch the email. My dad passed away in 1996. So it was kind of pre-Facebook, I believe. So yeah. All right. And what are we going to be using? We're going to be using some beads from this gorgeous mix here. And we're also going to be using beads from the strand, which I'm going to possibly cut into. Not sure. We'll see. But again, you can use whatever you wish. And we're also going to be using this chain. Now, look what I did. I doubled up the chain to make it the loop that you connect to.
Cute.
Because, well, yeah, and you guys included, I don't know, like 14 different closures. I'm exaggerating, but there's a lot.
There's a lot
of different closures. And so
I think it's also here because we've had situations where we didn't include enough closures.
Oh, well,
so we maybe went overboard.
You did it. You really did it. You did a really fabulous job. And also too, I believe this is 2 orders of crimp tubes that you included as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 50 crimp tubes.
Oh, it's 50. Oh, so it's okay. So that's how I order my crimp tubes. I order by the 50s. So I'm a crimp tube. I hoard my crimp tubes because they really, really are the best. And I know Rachel mentioned that too. And I do like to use my magical crimper. And I didn't get to watch the entire or listen to the entire of Rachel's presentation, but I know there were, I think, a couple of people asking about the magical crimper tool, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And the learning curve, I got really, really lucky. And how I got lucky was Kristen Fagan was the first person I saw using this, and the way she taught it, and it might have been, I mean, I think Nile was even part of it too. And the way they taught it, it was just, I got it. And then I watched you use it and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. All right. Okay. So we're all using it in this way where we take a round tube and turn it into a bead. And it's just incredible. So Yes. Thank you, Kristen. If you're still out there, thank you so much, because you made my first experience.
I'm sure
very
she
wonderful.
hears you. She's still here in the background helping out.
So we are going to be using just randomly some of each of the 3 different seed beads, and you get so many. And I love seed beads because I used them as little spacers throughout the design, and you can see how you can really make this design as asymmetrical or symmetrical as you wish. I made it very asymmetrical. I didn't follow the same pattern all the way through. And then we're going to be using this gorgeous pendant. And what I did was I used a couple of the little tiny jump rings from the bag that has the gold chain.
Smart.
I used 2 of them. However, for this design, I'm not going to use any. So I'm going to show you the difference between using the jump rings and not using the jump rings. And we have the chain. So the chain is absolutely stunning. We have our large lobster clasp. Let me get this out of the way, but in the way enough for me to be able to see what I had done. And I am just going to take a little bit of each color and lay those out. And again, this is all random-ish. I think I did put 3 seed beads in between each one, like each little segment. And I love, Rachel used these little lentils too. And so I just put 3 together. And what I did was, before I started, I just made sure that I wasn't taking more than what you were going to have. And that's what we do. We do that when we're planning. And so a lot of planning goes into this. So thank you, Jesse James Beads and Soft Flex, for all the time that you guys put in to make sure we're getting all of our projects done. And
Happy to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I can speak for Sarah James too. She's happy to do it as well.
And I don't know how I got mine all nice and tangled, but who else just loves to untangle chain?
Do you love it?
I love it. I do. Yes. Someone will give me a like a necklace or something, and they'll be like, I can't get them untied. And it's like, oh, I will spend so much time trying to untie them.
Oh man, I was telling everyone at the beginning that I have a couple of charms that remind me of my husband, and I really wanted to wear them. But I had them on a chain that was just too long, and it was just the wrong size. And so it had been prohibiting me from wearing it. And I remembered this heart chain in the box. And so right before I went live with Rachel, I pulled it out and I made myself a little chain for my charms.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh my gosh.
And then of course I was like, well, now I need matching earrings. So
you do. I
took the leftover chain and made some little earrings too. It was kind of a fun pre-party.
And this one, I don't know. The smallest chains don't take me this long.
Apparently, Kristen loves to untangle chain. It's like a fun puzzle to solve.
It is.
We have a few people saying they do not like untangling chain. Yeah, I'm not a big untangler.
Well, since I said I loved it, look at what's happening here. Oh, no, I think I got it now. But I just have to remember.
Loves untangling. Her people in the knitting group used to bring their tangled yarn skeins to me and hand them to me. Oh, Becky, my daughters need you. They get their yarn so tangled.
Okay, so what
you did it.
I did it.
You feel satisfied now?
I do. I feel very satisfied. What I did on this one, I ended on the same thing. It's the little weirdness in me is that if I start on a heart, I got to end on a heart. And so here it starts off with a little heart, And so I'm going to end on a heart. And I think I went like 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I went in 6 links. And when I'm counting, as I'm counting the bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with having these little rings in between, you don't have to really ruin your chain at all, because you can just cut into the little ring and you're not having to waste a bar or a heart. And what I plan on doing with mine is I'm going to make a pair of earrings using this as a link with a bead or 2 that I have left over. So once I get through the whole kit, I will post a picture of what my ending looks like. And this is it. So this is what I have. And I fold it over. And that's what you're going to connect your lobster clasp to. So no jump ring, nothing is required here. Then I'm going to bring in all my beads and my beautiful pendant. And I have crimp tubes in here somewhere. So I have a couple of crimp tubes. So we'll have a crimp tube at the bottom and at the top. I'm using one of the hearts. I have one of the chunkamunks. Those are so cute. I have 3 of these top drilled. I have these, I love these little, are they like acrylic little bead cap flower beds?
You know, I just used those. They're so cute.
I love them.
Me too.
And then I have a bunch of other little beads. So I have some of the purple beads. And to make up for not using this purple bead here, you can make it up by using another heart. I know that the hearts are going to be used in another project, but when I did the count based on all of the, when I looked at the pictures of all the other designs, you should have some of those left. You're going to have 4 bicones, some of these little hexacuts. Those are so cute. And then some spacers. I love the flywheel spacers or daisy spacers. I call them flywheels. I don't know why I call them flywheels. I've always called them flywheels. And then some bead caps. And like I said, you can mix it up and do whatever you want. You can, if you want, you can just do a bunch of seed beads too, because that's fun. Seed beads are great. I love seed beads. All right. Now I'm going to work from the spool. I'm a stingy jewelry designer because I don't like waste. And so I won't. I don't. I'm really bad about it.
A lot of wire. I don't need to be stingy, but sometimes
I have tons. I have so much, but I'm still so stingy. And you guys were very generous in your kit, your part of the kit, with 3 full spools of wire as well. I left that out when I was talking about all the crimp tubes. Now, when I would cut is when I have a specific length. So if I have a specific length I want, I will cut and leave a couple of inches. So when you look at this, it is almost the same length from here to here, with the chain. And so if you want, you can just measure and leave yourself enough room and know that when you fill up your wire that you've done enough. Some people like to go from the center. So if you're working on something on the center, if this was the center piece, you would start from the center and work your way out. But this is actually going to be on the end here.
A quick question that I'm answering. Yeah. The Jesse James Beads kit has all of the beads and chain that you're seeing, also a lot of findings and just a variety of things. The Soft Flex Company kit also has a lot of findings, crimp tubes, beading wire. The 2 together are what you're seeing being used throughout the 4-hour show today for all 4 designers. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So you can start at the top or the bottom. And on my example here, I start off with some seed beads, couple bicones, and make a little bit of a pattern here with the bead caps. And so I'm going to start off like that. And so I have my 3. So this is going to be the top, or it could be the bottom, whichever you choose. And then let's add a couple bicones. And I like these stacked. They're just so cute. And then we're going to use a bead cap. We're going to use one of the little purple rounds. And we're going to go back to the bicone. And I want to point something out also too. So I chose the turquoise just because I love how the turquoise comes through these very light colored purple beads. And when we get down to the bottom, you'll even see it even more. Just how that gorgeous color comes through the beads. And I'm one of those. This is probably one of my first designs for one of these events where I am not showing my beads, my beading wire. Usually I always have kind of a innie outie and I'm exposing my wire. And this is one of the first ones that I haven't done that. All right, so let's just mix it up here a little bit and go that way. And so now I have my 3 beads, my 3 seed beads. All right, then we're going to add one of these little spacers. And we're going to add one of these. I love those little, they're just so cute. And we're going to add a purple bead. So there we are. We're going to add one of these little guys. So cute. Speaking of little guys, your little guy is so adorable. And he made the cutest little hearts for Valentine's.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's always fun, like that first time that you magically show a kid how you can fold paper and cut a heart, and then you open it and their eyes just like light up.
So cute. All right.
He's very cute. Thank you so much. I'm over here fashioning him a bracelet.
So now we're to the point where I have this purple bead, but like I said, by the time I sent the my design, Rachel had sent hers too. And so we were just on the same wavelength. And I didn't want to change my design, and I wanted to show the versatility of this. And we have one of these beads in the design here. And all we have to do is we can just add another bead, and we can, to make up for the size, because it is a little bit larger, you can add a seed bead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So add a seed bead. And then add so we added our seed bead and our bead. So it's about that size. Then we're going to add more seed beads. So we're going to add, again, 3 more seed beads. And this is what we have so far. So all I did was take the purple bead and exchange it for, let me turn it this way so you can see it. I took the purple bead and exchanged it for a soft colored seed bead and gold bead. And if you look, it's about the same length. Okay.
Were you surprised by the color combination that we chose?
I was so surprised, so excited. Oh my goodness. I just absolutely loved it. I was so excited. You guys, again,
fun to do something just a little bit different that still feels like Valentine's Day, but
yes,
isn't such traditional, red and pink.
Mm-hmm. No, this was absolutely perfect. You guys just, as always, nailed it.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, and then I love these little chunkamunks. Aren't those so cute? So cute. All right. And we're just moseying on down. And again, just adding our seed bead spacers in between. And then we're going to get to these little guys. And these are so cute. These little front drilled. And I like them together. Cute. Yeah.
They're really pretty.
I just love how that looks because when you tighten things up, they fall just perfectly into place. All right. And we're cruising along here, adding more. And I love these seed beads, how some of them, like look at this one. That one's really chunky. And I absolutely love it. It just adds so much character.
What size are these seed beads? Let me look at the card.
I think they're 6.
Doesn't say. It just says seed bead set. They're huge though. They're a really nice size for using in your design.
Yes. And then of course we have the little babies, and the babies will be used in Deb's design.
I know. Yeah. Those are good too.
Her design is incredible. I love it.
Of course. Okay. All 4 of you are so amazing. I was just very excited that we got to have, I think we had all 4 of you for last year too. So I was excited to have everybody back again.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys so much for including me too. I absolutely love it.
You don't need to thank us. Thank you for being here.
Oh, I think you know what I did? Look what I did. All the way up here, I missed. See how I have? And I missed it. And I'm going to show you how I don't have to take all of this apart to fix it. And I'm going to keep it by my crimp so I remember. When I go to cut this part off, I'm only going to take these off and I'll add it and we'll be good to go.
Awesome.
Okay. So then here we go here. And I went with the dark. And for my sample, I used, like I said, I used a couple of those little tiny jump rings. For this one, I'm not going to, because I've seen, and I even have some designs where my pendant just lays perfectly, even with having a necklace that goes side to side like this, okay, and having the pendant, even though like that, it still looks really cute. So I thought, well, I'll just mix it up and not use the jump rings in this one and give an alternate. And then I do have a fun little prototype to show of something that I'm doing with the cup chain, because the cup chain wasn't used.
Yeah, I was wondering about this cup chain because I haven't really used it in a design before.
Yeah, so
I used like Candy Cooper's cup chain that you put the, crystals in and made bracelets with that, but I haven't used it like this. So I was curious about it.
Well, I came up, and it's probably something that's already been, I'm wondering what happened to one of my crimp tubes. I'm going to rewatch this again and see what happened to one of my crimp tubes. Oh, it's right there. Okay. All right. So now we're down to the end. And what you can do is I'm going to just place this. I'm going to get this all nice and tidy. And I'm going to grab my chain. And it doesn't have to be exact, but I want it to be at least at the same length. And it is.
Perfect.
It's about at the same.
The seed beads are in the Jesse James Beads Galentine's kit.
Yes. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect all of this down at the front. And how you do that is you have your crimp tube. I'm going to add my pendant. And then before I bring that all around, I am going to pass through my chain, both sides, just like that. I'm going to bring my other wire all the way through. Now, if you're new, this was one thing, a tip that was brought up a long time ago too, is that when you're new, sometimes passing through a third piece of wire can help with
crimping.
With your crimping, yes. Thank you, Sarah. I couldn't come up with the word.
That's what I'm here for.
All right. Okay, so now I have everything all put together. And I'm going to bring in my magical crimper. And you want to make sure that your crimp tube is right in the middle and your wires are not crossing, and you give it a little bit of a squeeze and give it a little bit of squeeze, and you pinch the 4 corners. Oh my goodness, my 4 corners are pinched. Thank you. Because there are times that I mess up. I do mess up. I get a little rushy with stuff, or I feel like I can see it. It's my eyes. I don't need to look through the magnifying glass. I'm just going to do it. And then I do it and I mess it all up. But so now you turn it on its side, and then you just start going around the horn. And I start turning it until I feel no tension. When I feel no tension, then I know that it's secure, and it is a secure connection. I mean, I haven't had any come apart ever before. And just keep on going. And I feel no tension there. And look at that. We have a beautiful bead-like finish. All right. Then what you can do if you don't want to cut your wire, and sometimes what I'll do, and not for security reasons, but just because I want that crimp tube that is now a ball to fit evenly, like right in the center. And I don't even know if it makes a big difference, but I like for it to be centered, because sometimes when you cut, I will be off centered a little bit, and then it just kind of, I don't know, it just bugs me a little. So I keep it on there, and I saw that a little bit was poking out. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off and make sure that I go through all of these beads here, because these have a nice size hole on them. And then it's all centered down here at the bottom. I just have to remember that I have that, and I don't want to lose my tension. Okay, so now let's bring this all around. And I think that works without having the jump ring on there. You can either use the jump ring or not use the jump ring. Okay, then I'm going to cut a piece on this side, and this is where my waist comes in. But this is also where I end up with my little pieces. So if I want to add a third strand, or sometimes if you're making like a head pin out of your soft flex wire and you need that second piece, you have scraps. I have a whole bag of scraps. Then I need to remember to add my bead cap. So I put my bead cap next to my crimp tube, because even if I don't remember, I remember because it's sitting here next to my crimp tube. So it's the little quirky things that I come up with to help me remember, because I'll get pulled away, phone will ring, something will happen, and I forget. And so here we go. And then I have to remember also to put on my lobster clasp too. All right. So there we have it. Okay. So now I'm going to grab my crimp tube. I'm going to grab my lobster clasp. Is it lobster clasp or lobster claw?
It could be either.
Okay, because I've heard it both ways. Okay.
Interchangeable.
And I'm going to just pass through the first couple of beads. For me, it helps hold it all together too when I'm working on the second side. It's probably not the right thing to do, but it helps me. I do want to leave a little bit of wiggle room so that the lobster clasp can move around a little bit. And then you see how I'm holding it over here and I'm not having to worry about having my fingers sitting on top there. So then let's get this back into the center. Make sure it's in the center. Give it a squeeze. You got your 4 corners, and then start going around. And then I just start turning while keeping that crimp tube in the center of my magical crimpers. And I am not feeling any tension, so I have that beautiful bead-like finish. And I'm going to come in and give that a trim. And then I have a piece. Some people call that waste. I call that an opportunity for whether if you want to practice crimping, or like I said, if you need another piece. All right. There we have it.
It looks so good.
And so now I have 2. So I will, just like what Rachel said, she has a galentine. I will give mine to a galentine as well.
Yeah, for sure. And there's enough beads in here to make plenty of jewelry for yourself and for a neighbor or a friend or a sister, or a mother, whoever needs a little pick-me-up this weekend. You can drop off a little gift for them. What a gorgeous Galentine gift this will be.
There were so many beads in this collection, and the cool thing, Brittany is going to be closing off the show, and she has, I think, 3 or 4 different projects because she just kept on going.
Oh my gosh, she just blew us away. It's those Tucson vibes. She was channeling her Tucson energy.
Yes, she was. Can I share a couple of prototypes?
Please do. Yeah.
I know we have a giveaway.
We have plenty of time.
Look what I did with the cup chain.
Ooh, that's neat.
So I did this in purple. I have purple seed beads in between. Then let me show you what I was doing. So I have another little prototype. Oh, you know what I did? Was I took, again, here's like one of those little pieces of extra beading wire. I unpronged one of the ends, and I put a piece of beading wire in there, and I did a little bit of a flat crimp. And then I put the rhinestone back on top.
What? Oh, that is so smart.
And I'm sure it's already been thought of, but I was working on another project and I have some of these settings, and I was like, I can fit something inside there. And I remembered about us having the cup chain, and I tried it and it worked.
Oh my gosh. I would have never thought to do that. I was looking at the ends. I was like, how would you connect this? Just a little bit ago. And that's such a smart connection idea. Maybe we'll have to have you on for a live beading party with that.
Yes, that would be so much fun.
So you can show us how you did it. Oh my gosh. Super
so here's another little prototype, and I didn't put a seed bead in between. And what I did was I used all 26 gauge wire. But I am going to, now that I know the prototype, and what I did was I did 2 strands. So I'll show you sort of what I did. Do I have a couple minutes?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
And then just wanted to mention all of the beads and chain and things and products that you're mostly seeing today are in the Jesse James Beads Galentine's kit and the Soft Flex Company Galentine's kit, and they're married together. The craft wire is not in the kit, but you can purchase that separately at softflexcompany.com. But many of the other things, the cup chain, the heart chain, a lot of the beads, the beading wire, the crimps, all of that is in the 2 kits from Soft Flex Company and Jesse James Beads. Our kit is still available, and in fact, you can use coupon code NEW to get 15% off on it. There's only a few left, so I would say do it quickly. And then Jesse James Beads, I think, still has kits because I saw someone said they bought both kits just a little bit ago. So I'm imagining they have them on their website, and that's jessejamesbeads.com.
So all I did was just cut away and the little links come out. So the links that are in between the rhinestones there. And so what I did was my prototype was doing a wire wrap loop on this side. So I did a wire wrap loop. I came down quite a ways and I did a wire wrap loop. Okay. And then I wrapped it around a couple times. I love these round nose pliers, by the way. They're yours.
Awesome. I was just using those.
They are so amazing. So then I just wrapped it around a couple times. Then what I did was I opened up the two pieces, right? Where's the smaller one? There. I stuck the smaller one in between the two pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grab those together.
Ah.
I have this tail back here, which I'm probably going to do it a little different, but this is the idea was to see if I could
connect
wire wrap, and then I wire wrapped a couple of times around.
Ah.
Okay. Then I grabbed the next piece, open that up, put that together.
Everyone is just certain you're a genius in the comments. Just
Thanks,
total
guys.
genius. I see Stephanie said she forgot to use the coupon code. Stephanie, email info@softflexcompany.com. They'll take care of you tomorrow, or excuse me, it's Friday, isn't it? They'll take care of you on Monday when they're taking care of your order. Just make sure you drop them an email so that they know you wanted to use that coupon code. That is so smart.
Then what I did when I got to this other end was I only did a couple of times around right on this side. So I'll show you what I did a couple times around. I trimmed it. I did kind of tuck that in a little bit so it wasn't too bulky. Then to do my wire wrap loop, because I didn't want a long neck, I just bent that over without using anything. Came in with my round nose pliers and then moved that up and then just went right on top of that. And this is lopsided because I didn't do the 3, but I want to see who wins. And so that's how I did it. And so what I'm thinking about doing is using the 26 gauge for the base and then coming in with 22 gauge wire. This is just a prototype to see if it would work. And I couldn't believe it worked.
That would be so pretty at the bottom of an earring. Like you could bead up the two sides like a triangle shape.
Yes.
So pretty.
Yep.
I love it. We're definitely going to have you on for a beading party with this chain and craft wire and beading wire and how to connect it. Because I think everyone would enjoy a full hour of just that for sure.
Oh, it was so much fun.
So much fun. Okay, I see Deb is here and I think she's still getting settled, but I'm going to add her here in just a few minutes. Let me come up to here. That was so awesome. I loved your necklace. I especially loved that they could use an assortment of beads that are left over. We do our monthly design kits, which you were talking about earlier. You usually open them and do a video very graciously with those. What a great way to use up whatever you have left at the end. It's like a bead soup necklace where if all the colors kind of marry together nicely, you don't have to worry too much about what bead is where and if it's symmetrical or not symmetrical. You can grab some chain from Jesse James Beads. You can use the leftover beads from, say, your double rainbow design kit that we're opening on the last Wednesday of this month. And it'll give you a way to kind of get through the end, but still make something really stunning and beautiful. with those beads. So I love that so much.
Thank you.
News. While you were on, 3 of the Tucson goodie bags sold out. So thank you guys. We just put those up for sale 48 hours ago. So I'm kind of astonished that they went so quickly. I now wish I would have bought like twice as much, of course, but you never know. There are 7 sandstorms left. And I was saying earlier, it's a really beautiful goodie bag. It is more neutral colors, but it has a beautiful full strand of pearls in it. And I think you'll still really love it. If you missed the other design kits, please grab that one. You can use coupon code NEW on it to get the 15% off. But there's a lot of stuff in our new category, like our double rainbow materials that are coming up for next month, as well as beads and all sorts of beautiful things are in there to use that coupon code. Also, Jesse James Beads, don't forget they have 30% off on their All Heart collection. Jenifer was showing beautiful things that she made with that collection that you can find in that category and get no coupon necessary. Just go on the website and nab it. We've got a giveaway to do right now. So I'm going to pull that up next, and then we will add the beautiful and wonderful Deb Floros to the show. Let me grab this link, and we are going to draw again right now. We've got 104 entries.
Wow.
It's going good. You must be here to win. This is going to be the tricky part as it gets further along. Who entered at the very beginning but then had to leave? Debbie Kirkpatrick. Debbie Kirkpatrick of Facebook. Let us know in the comments that you're here. I'm imagining Kristen is watching for you. You're going to email info@softflexcompany.com. We will send you a double rainbow bead strand for free. Make sure we have your shipping address. That's why we like you to be here to claim your prize, so we can make sure. There she is. Whoop, whoop. Awesome. We want to make sure we have the right shipping address for you. So make sure you email us with your shipping address. Let them know what you won. You enter by following the instructions at the bottom of the screen, #GAL. You only need to enter once for the entire program. You will be entered for the entire time. So don't feel like you have to enter over and over. It'll only count you once, even if you do it 10 times. So I have 2 more giveaways. I'm still going. 2 more hours of beautiful designs to share with you. We've got Deb Floros, and then we also will have the wonderful and talented Brittany Chavers at the end. So lots more to go here today. I don't see Deb. She was here for a while, and then I saw her just pop off. So I don't know if she was having a technical issue, but we'll watch for her to pop back on here.
I made a necklace using, and I know Brittany is going to be doing this too, but I made a necklace using the itty bitty chain and the magnetic clasp. And what I did was I just grabbed a head pin, and the holes on these gorgeous rhinestone hearts are large. So I just grabbed a head pin and used one of the little blue beads and a bead cap. The bead cap came from the bead strand. And then I didn't add anything else to the top because I didn't want the heart. I wanted the heart to just kind of stick out. And so I put this together last night.
Oh, wow. Cool. It's so sweet. So perfect for Valentine's Day. I see Deb, so I'm going to add her in. Is that okay, Deb? Give me that thumbs up. Okay, good. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Deb.
Hi.
You were here and then all of a sudden you disappeared. I was like, what happened?
So we're having weather, and the wind kind of picked up about 20 minutes ago. And you know, Sarah, like we don't get weather here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're hoping this is going to go okay.
It's either absolutely no weather or then suddenly it's like super intense weather. But it's short-lived. Like monsoons come and then they're gone. And then they come and then they're gone really fast. So yeah, I remember. Well, hopefully it all goes well. If not, we'll carry on. We've got it figured out. It was so lovely to spend an hour with you, and your designs are always so stunning.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And everybody enjoy Deb. She has an amazing project that I cannot wait to put together because she's using some of those gorgeous stones. And so we'll be in touch, Sarah.
That sounds good. I can't wait to spend more time with you.
Yes.
See you soon. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Let me cut this out as well. There we go.
Yay.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too. I feel very privileged that I got to see you in person.
That was
just
nice.
A couple weeks ago. You were a sight for sore eyes, lady, to see you in person.
It was so nice to see people in person and get hugs and give hugs. And I just really enjoyed being in Tucson, and it looked like you were enjoying yourself too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I still like, I don't know, it's age. I think I'm still like getting over it. Like I'm still like not caught up to my same stamina. 'Cause it's a lot. It's physically, mentally, emotionally, like all of it. It's sensory overload. But it's the best. I mean, it's just the best experience. So
yeah, I had a really good time. I'm so glad the goodie bags are going out and everybody seems excited about them. So that's fun. We have a lot of beads that are going into our live sales from Tucson that are going to be exciting. And then I met a lot of new vendors, and I'm working with some folks to do some trunk shows for our live sales, and it'll be a really fun year. So I'm glad I got to go, not just to see everyone, but to be able to bring fun stuff back for all of our viewers and shoppers is always a treat, to say the least. I've been over here beading away for my little mini Valentines. I made a necklace for Hazel.
Oh, I love it.
Necklace for Evelyn with those sweet little hearts that are in the Jesse James Beads Galentine's box. I figured they were enough alike but different, just like their real personalities.
Exactly.
And then I made a little bracelet for Jack that I think he'll like. So it's got blues and it's got some stones, and I think he'll kind of dig that too. So I have been having a really fun time in the background. And then I told everybody I made this right before we went live. I used the heart chain to hang a couple charms that remind me of my husband. I was having difficulty because the chain was just uncomfortably long. And I was like, I want a smaller chain. And I remembered that cute heart chain was in the box. And I was like, oh, I'm going for it. And then I made some little matching guys. So
no doubt you'll make a ton more jewelry before this is over.
Oh my gosh. I'll have like 20 pictures of things because there's so many.
Come back at the end and you're gonna have this pile of jewelry.
I have so many beads, like so many. So what are we making with you today, Deb?
We're making a bracelet, and it's technically a double-stranded bracelet, but it kind of looks like a single-stranded bracelet. And easy, fun to make. Just a lot of bead stringing, which I love. So yeah, we're gonna make a fun bracelet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you flipping your camera around?
I'm flipping, and I was having trouble flipping earlier when I was testing. So
Okay, we'll be okay.
yeah. So
I'm going to
just
go here and
yeah.
you do your business, and I
Okay.
will actually flash that coupon code that I was talking about. Coupon code NEW, and you can use it on anything in our new category at softflexcompany.com. It will get you 15% off. We also do free shipping on orders over $89 when you are shopping in on our website. If you're shopping the live sale this weekend, which you can find on the Soft Flex Company app, you can find it under live sale on our website, or we have a Facebook. We have it pinned at the top of our Facebook page and our Instagram page. If you're shopping the live sale, it's free shipping all weekend long, and we combine orders. So you can shop today, you can shop tomorrow. On Monday, we'll combine those orders, and you will get free shipping regardless. That's only for February. We're testing out free shipping in the live sales. So enjoy it and make sure you're getting in there and getting all those good buys. We've got a lot of really unusual check glass that we were sent in a trunk show, and then lots of gemstones and specialty items that we are bringing over from Mike's collection. So lots of goodies to see in the live sale this weekend. We are doing a live sale every Thursday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, if you want to join us live next Thursday. And you'll start seeing all of our Tucson treasures showing up there too. All right, Deb is all flipped. So we are going to go to her beading table. Take it away, Deb.
All righty. So first of all, I want to say thank you for having me, and thank you to all the Galentines out there, because this is so much fun. I'm actually by myself this Valentine's Day because my husband is away for a few days, and so I'm excited to hang out with all the Galentines today. So we're going to have some fun, and let me tell you what you're going to need. So you're going to need, if you're making along, you're going to need the purple amethyst soft flex, and so I've got this in the design. Then you're going to need that beautiful stone strand, which I dyed when I saw this. Like, it's such
So
a beautiful, pretty. I know, it's such a beautiful ombre, fun little cube strand, and it feels really nice. Then you're going to need one of these, I guess it's a hexagon bead. It's kind of a double-sided, and it came out of this little mix here. So you just need one of those. That's going to be like our little accent piece. And you're going to need those clear seed beads. So I'm a big advocate of seed beads, and I think for this design, they really are fun to incorporate into what we're doing. You're going to need some crimps. You're going to need a lobster claw. Those are in the kit. And then from my own stash, I'm going to be using 3 of these ball end head pins. So that's what you're going to need. Tool wise, really all you need is a pair of cutters. And I'm just going to do true confession. I am terrible at the magical crimpers. So it's a work in progress for me. So I'm going to use a good old fashioned blue handle crimper. I'm just going to break from the norm of this show today. So
that's okay, because some people at home may only have the blue handled crimper. So that's perfect. We want to be inclusive of all crimpers.
Yes, this is an all-inclusive crimping event.
Yes. By the time we're done, we'll have used every kind of crimp known to mankind.
Yes, and I have to say, I was giggling. I was actually primping while Rachel was on, and I was just cracking up over the conversation about crimping. Rachel is hilarious. So
so funny.
So I was just giggling over the crimping conversation. I loved it. And look, I've got cat hair too. Like,
man, animals,
I'm telling you,
do not give up on that.
So I have a very fluffy cat, and he's in here right now. He knows I'm talking about him. But he's
Is he giving you side eye?
Yeah, a little bit of side eyes going on. Oh goodness. Okay. So to get us started, if I can get myself a little more situated, I've got a little kink in the end of my wire. So I'm just going to trim off the end. I always use way too much wire. I heard the waste not, want not earlier. And unfortunately, I'm not real good at that. So I'm going to probably cut off more than I need, but that will help me show you guys what you're going to do here. So I'm going to do, that looks like way too much. This is probably about a foot. And we're doubling this. So we really want to make sure we have enough for our bracelet with 2 strands. So we're gonna be going around our wrist. I have a pretty small wrist, but you might want to adjust a little bit when you get going on your own. So we're going to double this. Let me wind up the rest here so it doesn't end up all over the place and be a cat distraction. Then I'm going to grab 1 crimp tube, and I'm having trouble with close up here. So that was what I was struggling with earlier.
Sometimes StreamYard guests just don't get really clear pictures. I don't know why.
I notice in the StreamYard app, which I'm in, that it doesn't really give you the same options.
Yeah, so I think that's probably it. So just do your best and it'll be okay. Yeah. Someone's asking about the stone beads. Do we know what stone this is?
So if I were guessing, I would say this is a dyed agate. So they're beautiful. They're not a natural color. This is all dyed stone. So I would guess it's an agate of some sort. And there's some nice dark purple, a pinkish color, and then kind of a light lavender color here. And I'm just picking up the cat hair. So I kind of did this in a pattern of, pulling in the 3 different colors. So,
and they came from the Jesse James Beads Galentine's kit. If you're looking to get this particular strand, it's inside that box.
Yes, and it's a little shorty strand, like about 8 inches. So I've got my my Soft Flex doubled, and I've got a crimp on, and I'm going to crimp, with a loop at the end. So this is going to be how I attach the other end of the bracelet with a lobster claw. That's one of the things I love about Soft Flex is you can create a beautiful loop of your wire. It looks beautiful. If you're using a color, you've got something colorful, and you don't really need a jump ring or anything on that other end if you're using a lobster. So all we're going to do is just attach our lobster to that, and that will close our bracelet. This is nice and, stiff and secure for our piece. So, so now I've got two strands of Soft Flex, and what I want to do first, and I'm gonna open up my prototype for me off to the side here, so I can kind of model after what I did. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to string on one of your stones, and I'm going to just replicate exactly what I did with my first one. But you can pick whatever colors you desire, whatever pattern you desire, but you're going to put your stone onto both strands, and then you're going to put 3 seed beads on each strand, and you're just going to have to be aware of holding on. So I'm holding on to both strands. That might be kind of awkward. I'm used to kind of doing this kind of thing. So I'm often holding multiple things at once when I'm making, but these clear seed beads are actually bringing that amethyst Soft Flex through, which is really cool. That's, I mean, just one reason why I was drawn to this project is, you know, you're taking some clear beads that really now become like a purple lined clear glass bead. Super fun. I love the look of that. So I just strung on another bead, and all I'm going to do, guys, this is going to be a little, you know, this might be the part of the class that you take a nap or shut your eyes for a moment. I'm going to lull you to sleep with my beading here.
No way. Never.
But this is, you know, this is just, I mean, this is a simple stringing project, but we're, you know, kind of taking that simple technique, and we're making something really interesting with a simple technique.
Yeah, and you feel like it's simple, but there's probably some folks out there who are just starting beading, and this is, you know, like a natural next step from just doing a single strand bracelet, you know? So I think it's great and not all that simple at all.
I feel like in a way because I'm a longtime stringer, and that's kind of my core. I feel like I'm always trying to help people see that stringing is, you know, like a lot of people will say, well, it's just stringing. Well, it's not just stringing, because there are so many other things that you can do with the stringing technique. I mean, you're making a double-stranded bracelet with, you know, with essentially making it one strand. It's a double-stranded bracelet, but it's one strand, and that's fun. It's really
so while you're seed beading, why don't you tell us where people can normally find you and a little bit more about you in case somebody has joined us and they haven't met you before?
Well, let's see. So for starters, if you want to find me on Facebook, you can find me as Deb Loves, and I always spell Loves Luvs, jewelry designs. So I have a business Facebook page where I pretty much post every day, you know, giving a little inspiration design or a little something for sale or a little something I've worked on. And on Instagram, you can find me as Deb Loves Designs, Loves Luvs. And I pretty much do the same thing over there, just kind of share some fun things, share pieces I've made. You can find me on, on TikTok, Deb Loves Designs. I know not everybody likes TikTok, but I had to join in on that little party. So I'm over there too. And if you follow me in all of those places, you probably see the same post every day, but just trying to get a little inspiration out there into the world each day, a little jewelry stuff. Occasionally you'll see my cats, and occasionally you'll see the wildlife where I live.
I love that part. That's like my favorite part.
We get it all here at my house. I live in Arizona. I live north of Phoenix, so I get all kinds of weirdness here. So it's pretty fun. It's actually
What is your favorite animal that has visited your yard?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one because I love them all. We get javelina, which are they look like wild pigs, but they're technically not a pig. They're closer to a hippo than they are to a pig. And
they're kind of like, can be kind of mean, right?
They can be. I've seen them argue with each other in my yard. So I've seen little javelina disputes going on. And we had a herd of, well, they actually call them a squadron, which tells you something about them. We've had a squadron of about 22 of them this year, including babies. And let's just say like it's a complete time suck for me when they come around because I just stare at them and take videos and pictures. And next thing you know, like 3 hours have gone by.
Yeah. So Bonnie is asking, will this video be available later today? This video will forever be available on the Soft Flex Company YouTube channel. We're also streaming to the Jesse James YouTube channel. I imagine they will keep it there forever as well. We may even have a Galentine's playlist because we've done a few Galentine's parties now. So you can go back and see what were made in previous parties too. But yes, you can replay this video.
And Sarah, I am also on YouTube as Deb Loves Jewelry. So I just hit 1,000 subscribers last went like around December something, and I was so excited. That was a big deal for me to finally achieve that. But I am trying to get regular content out there. I just posted my Tucson video today, showing off some treasures that I picked up in Tucson. So if anybody's interested in that, they can pop over after this is over and check that out.
Yeah, and subscribe, and please click like and the thumbs up on this video if you've enjoyed all the designs the designers have been showing today. That's just a really easy, nice way to say thank you by subscribing to their channels and then clicking that like button so they know that you enjoyed your time here. It just means a lot to each designer, and then also to Jesse James Beads and Soft Flex Company as well. Cute. See how fast that went?
Yeah.
And you were worried.
So I wish I could show this closer, but if you can see at least a little bit, the two strands are coming together when you add your stone beads, and then you've got this little kind of looping activity with the seed beads. And again, those clear seed beads are just illuminating this beautiful purple wire. So, we've got all these shades of pink and purple, like a Galentine's Day fiesta going on here. And then that crystal's just bringing out the purple. I mean, it's just really a cool little combination of beads.
So pretty.
I love how this looks. Now, I'm actually going to ratchet this back because, believe it or not, I did not use enough wire. So I'm just going to take off this last one. So I've got enough left to show you what we're going to do. And I'm going to grab my crimps out of here and my clasp and put the little beads back in their little dish and get everything out of the way that could possibly fly out of the camera shot.
Yeah.
So what I did, I ended on seed beads. That's right. Where did I put those way out of the way? Because I'm always afraid of spilling the seed beads, the infamous spilling the seed beads. I recently cleaned my studio because I was having a guest over who is a designer, and I found seed beads like in corners of this room that I didn't know existed.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Beads in general.
Yes. So let's just be cautious with those seed beads. All right. So I've ended with my my section of seed beads. So I've got 6 seed beads sitting here, 3 on each strand. And what I'm going to do is bring this beautiful accent bead into the mix. And this is, these are all very kind of subdued stones. They're very kind of mellow. And this is like ba-bam. Like this is a very sparkly piece, but we're just going to add just a little bit of sparkle and ba-bam to this. And that's going to be, just kind of at the end of our piece. Really fun, really cool. And what I'm going to do, I had to refresh my memory a little bit because I did something a little bit different than I normally do when I created this. And I just thought with 4 strands that will ultimately have to go through a crimp, I just thought that might not be a good idea. So I put a crimp on after the big Babam bead. And you can't see that up close, but you can tell I've got a little flash of sparkle or of silver there. And I'm going to come in with my crimping pliers and I'm going to crimp here. So crimp after the big bead. And then what I'm going to do is cut one of my pieces off. And that might make people gasp, but we're secure. And with Soft Flex, I don't really worry about this wire. I don't worry about this wire not holding or not doing what it's supposed to do. But I've got one piece of wire for me to work with now, and I like that. Awesome. And what I want to do is put on another one of the stone beads. And in this situation, unlike the other one, I'm going to put a pink one at the end like that. So I've got my little pink bead at the other end. And then I'm going to add another crimp. So I've got another crimp here like that. And then I'm going to add my lobster. Now, this is another great thing about Soft Flex. I'm going to plug Soft Flex for a moment. I always kind of feel compelled with other beading wires to cover up my wire or beef up my wire by adding to it. If you've watched me any length of time, if anybody's watched me make projects before, you probably see me use French wire on the ends of my designs. I don't do that with Soft Flex because I don't have to, because this is part of the design. This colorful wire is part of the design, and it's just, I don't need to do anything different to it. All I need to do is finish it up like I would without, adding anything to it. So I've got my clasp, and I'm going to push my my Soft Flex back down through that bead. And I think I need just a little bit of an assist here. So I'm going to pull that. And what I'm doing is just creating a little bit of a loop there. You can see that, a little bit of a loop. You want this lobster to have some room to breathe, some room to move around. You don't want that to be choked down. And this would be a great place for the magical crimper, by the way, if I could do that. I need a personal training session for that.
I'm sure I can arrange that.
So I'm just going to do with the normal crimper, the normal blue handle crimper. It works great on Soft Flex wire. And then all I've got is this little tail left. And we're going to do one more thing. So don't run away yet, guys. So we've got our bracelet made. I gave myself one extra crimp in case one flew away. We've got another design opportunity here. We have this loop over here. So I always see this as, what else can I do here? I mean, this is lovely as is, but what if we add some little dangles? So I think we've got stones left. You'll probably have other beads left in the kit too. So you could pick some other fun and funky beads to enhance that end, but we're going to add 3 of those little beads, and there's 3 colors. So I did one of each in my little prototype. So I'm going to do, let me find some round nose. Hello, round nose. Where are you? Wherefore art thou, round nose? You would think, I've got like 12 pairs of them. You would think, here's one. Okay. They're all like on trays, wait for projects that are coming. Good God.
Totally get it.
All right. So I'm just going to do just a really simple wire wrap loop. And another cool thing is I can just drop this right onto my Soft Flex. If you're more comfortable with creating a wire wrap loop and then using a jump ring to attach, have at it. You can most certainly do that if you're more comfortable. I use a pair of really thin chain nose. These are Xuron, to hold on to my loop while I wrap. If that helps you, if you struggle with that, sometimes, you know, getting a nice thin chain nose will help you get in there and hold on to that little loop while you wrap. Just a little something that helped me out a lot. And let's see, I'm going to do the pink one next. Pink, you know, I always associated, you know, Valentine's Day with pink and red, but I love that this kit has so many other color possibilities.
Yay. Yeah, I liked it. I wasn't sure how it would go over, but I put those 3 colors together and I was like, ooh, this could be so fun.
Yeah.
Really
I like how, you know, in our modern day, we are thinking outside of the box with colors.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that with Halloween last year. I saw some fun colors being introduced in the Halloween realm.
Mm-hmm.
And Valentine's Day this year, I feel, is a little bit more colorful and allows us to, you know, spread the colorful joy on the day of love.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a certain color to feel great. And then I like that I feel like these colors also can lend themselves to spring and Easter and like some other fun holidays that are Mother's Day.
Yes, yes. This kit is just very colorful and joyful and so much fun. When I opened it up, actually, when I saw the photo at first, I thought, oh my gosh, this is a fun one. This is really going to make people happy when they open it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in the box, and the supply kit together just makes it all come together.
So here's our little dangles, and you could make more. Now, this is where you're going to be attaching your lobster. And one thing that I think is kind of cool about that is it gives you a way to kind of weight down your end when you're trying to put on your bracelet. Like it kind of helps to weight down that end if you're trying to put on a bracelet. Sometimes putting on a bracelet's tough. So it's giving you a little bit of weight at the end, a little bit of party in the back on the bracelet. We've got a little party here, we've got a party here. But this is our little finished bracelet, Sarah.
I love it. Those little baubles are so cute.
I love it. And
I always love how you pay attention to the details, Deb. You're a very detailed designer.
Oh, thank you. I think about like, what would I want to see? What would I want to wear? You know, what would I want if this was for me? Well, and it is for me. So it's fun.
Yeah, that's so cute. Well, we have a little bit of time left because that went pretty quickly. Do you have anything new maybe going into your store that you would like to show us, or anything that you'd like to share on top of this design?
Well, I can share a couple fun things. So I did, so I was trying to figure out what earrings I was going to wear with my crushed velvet today. And,
nice.
And I know that the girls probably used some of these beads, but I was playing around and I used a couple of the beads like this. I'm just in love with this sparkly.
I know. I was just looking at that bead.
So I grabbed a couple of the little hearts. They were also in this little mix. so the hexes are in here and the hearts. I'm sure somebody used these hearts, but if they didn't, look at like a simple little heart and hexagon earring with I just put some gold seed beads in between these guys, and I just thought these
So
were
cute.
pretty.
They're so pretty.
I didn't put ear wires on them because I ended up wearing these. Let me give you a close-up, or as close as I can get. So these are from Jessie James Beads. These were from the All Heart collection.
Ooh,
And
that's what's on sale right now.
yes, and these charms, when I opened the box and saw these, I about died. Like, this is my jam. And I don't know, I believe they have these, but I don't know if they still have the bow posts.
Oh my gosh, the bow is so cute though.
I love bows, I love hearts, I love color, and these are actually two different charms. Like, one's got a slightly different pattern than the other.
Yeah, but it works.
I fell in love with these. So I went crazy, and this was a project I shared with Jessie James Beads. So like I believe they've reposted it in a couple of places. So it's been around, but it's just a joyful, fun earring. And so I decided to wear these today because I haven't really worn them yet. Like, I made them and I don't know what I was waiting for, like some kind of special occasion or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I love those earrings. I would wear those like day after day. They're so unique and creative. Really cool.
They're fun. So I had these little guys stashed away, thinking I'd put some ear wires. In fact, why don't I put some ear wires on these while we finish up here? Let me just grab some out of my cabinet. And by the way, the sleeping fluff ball is giving me the side eye again. I don't know why now. He's just annoyed that I'm not like paying attention to him or something.
Those earrings match your bracelet so well too.
They're, you've got a gold and silver mix, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, so we got a good question, probably somebody who's joined us recently. The beads that you're seeing in front of you right now are from the Galentine's bead box from Jessie James Beads, and then the supplies are from Soft Flex Company. It's 2 kits together. But the beautiful hearts and the bows that she was showing earlier are from their All Heart collection, which you can find at jessiejamesbeads.com. And it's 30% off right now with no coupon code. So you can go buy some different components, not the same things that are in the Galentine's box, but additional Valentine style components.
Yeah, anything with hearts. I mean, because my jewelry brand is Deb Loves. I mean, anything with hearts just like makes me flip out. So
awesome.
So I went crazy over that collection, and of course the whole Valentine's, Galentines, Palentines day is all my jam. So I just put a couple of ear wires on these cuties. I think I might put these on to finish up the evening. I did these fun, cute earrings, but now I can put on these fun earrings.
Because I didn't get a chance to look at what Jessie James Beads has on sale, why don't we do a quick peruse of what's in that in that category, and then we can jump over and look at what's in the new category for Soft Flex too, since we have a few minutes before Brittany gets here. So let me share the screen, and we will go check that out. Hopefully, it looks like it's trying to connect, so just give it a second. There we go. All right. So I'm going to check and make sure you're seeing it okay.
I still see. There we go. Something's happening.
It's just super slow. My computer's probably a little tired.
from this day.
Been screaming for a little while now. It's like, oh, what are we doing? Okay, so this is where I saw that huge banner. It says 30% off all the All Heart collection. Let's see how long it takes for my computer to actually load this page. Hopefully it won't be too long. And we will take a look at some of the things that are in that category. So no coupon necessary. This is the jessijamesbeads.com website. We've got cute little connectors, a crystal heart bead mix. Oh my gosh, bead mix and love letters. That is cute. So adorable. A rainbow heart strand. I know you guys are probably seeing some things that you would love. Are you seeing it okay, Deb, on your end?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm seeing some fun things that I've worked with too.
I love those little birds. Are so cute.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that colorful heart strand is precious.
Yeah, there is a lot of good stuff in here. So you guys will have to go and kind of peruse this whole category and take a look yourselves. A lampwork glass heart pendant, everything here 30% off. Oh my gosh, look at these little charm pairs.
So cute. I've worked with those blue beads there too. They are beautiful.
Almost like a tanzanite blue.
Yeah, they're a gorgeous blue.
Ooh, and an eye pendant.
Mm-hmm.
Gemstones and hearts. There's that lobster love clasp that Jen was showing us earlier.
Those are fun.
Cool. Yeah, so just tons of stuff in here. Make sure you take a look, buy yourself a little Valentine treat and check it out. Let me pull up for Soft Flex what we've got going on in our new category. I'm going to have to stop sharing and share again, and then we will get to the giveaway in just a little bit. So if you haven't entered the giveaway, you're going to want to let me see if I can do this. You're going to want to enter by following the instructions at the bottom of the screen. Share screen, and let's go to the Soft Flex website. There she is. Okay, so right up here is what I was talking about with live sale, because we're doing live sales weekly. This is a really quick and easy way to find it. If you have trouble finding it on Facebook or Instagram and you haven't downloaded the app, this is probably the place I would suggest to look for it. You just click that little live sale button and it has it right at the top here. Nothing else on the page to confuse you, just right here, and you just click play and you can watch that live sale all weekend long. It always runs from Thursday to Sunday. We have a fantastic one going right now. Watch it over the weekend and order. And then back to our homepage. Let's see if we can get there. My poor computer is like chug, 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 chug.
You're wearing me out, lady.
Wearing you out for sure. Oh, it's going to take me to this page. Let me go back to our homepage. And I'll show you that new category that's on sale. So you want to use coupon code NEW. You can use this little shop drop down. That's where you see all the categories for Soft Flex, and then click new. And that will give you all of these options. Look at this, you guys. All of the goodie bags sold out.
Oh my God. Wow.
I cannot believe it. Thank you so much for your orders on those. That was so awesome. To have those sell out so quickly really means a lot to me. It makes me feel like you really trust me. So thank you for doing that. Those are all going to be shipping out soon. So look forward to getting them on your porch in not too long. But also in this category, you can find some really pretty 4mm check glass, the double rainbow beading design challenge kit, which is our latest kit from Soft Flex. And it's a really fun, very colorful theme, as well as the double rainbow bead strand that matches it. We also have some things from our last kit, which is Star-Crossed Lovers. So we've got
my favorite.
It was so pretty. I think that one's, maybe there's 2 left on it. It was such a pretty kit. These vintage stars are pretty fantastic. There's those flower beads that Jen was showing earlier. I brought those in because Becky was doing this beautiful ring, and I thought this flower would look so cute in her ring. And they come in lots of different colors. You can check those out. The mini embroidery hoop set from TGBE is in here if you want to get more of those and do a little itty bitty beaded embroidery. It could be really fun to play with. So lots of stuff in here. There's that Galentine supply kit that we've been using today. And look, there are multiple pages of new things. So we have some older kits that are absolutely stunning, but we just didn't sell through all of them over the holidays. So if you want to grab one of those, you can. There's still tons of fun, beautiful beads.
All the glitters. Got to get all that glitters. It's a really good one.
All that glitters is so pretty. I actually still have it out. It's the kit that keeps on giving because it's all metallics.
Yeah.
So I've been mixing it in with like everything. I don't even know if you guys can see me, but I'm going to look and see. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
A little higher.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. It just keeps on giving because it's got silvers and golds and like clear crystals, lots of metallic like metal beads in it too. So it's definitely been.
That's a good one to have around. Like if you want to mix it in with, you could get anything else. I mean, you can always pull from that and add those metallic accents. It's a really good one.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So there's just tons of stuff in here. You'll have to go through all the pages and take a look, but there is a lot to look at. Use that coupon code NEW in order to get the discount. So we are coming up on, trying to look, 4:45. So I think we could go ahead and probably do the giveaway while we're waiting for Miss Brittany to pop in here. So let me head over to that. Share screen. Thank you everybody for spending your Valentine's Day with us. It's such a privilege to be able to spend time with all of you. So when I pop this up, it's going to show our last winner, because we're doing 4 giveaways. So our last winner was Debbie Kirkpatrick, and our next winner I'm going to draw again. And right now we have 123 entries. So if you win, make sure you let us know that you are here to claim your prize. You're going to email info@softflexcompany.com and make sure we have your shipping address, and then let them know that you won a double rainbow bead strand. Here we go.
What's it gonna be?
This is always so much fun. Mary Kay on YouTube. You want to let us know in the comments that you're here, and that way we'll be able to make sure you get your prize. So comment and let us know.
This is always a very suspenseful moment.
I know, because
waiting
sometimes
to see if the person is here.
When you've been live for 3 hours, it's like it really takes some dedication to still be here, at this point, and on a holiday. So we'll see if Mary Kay's not here. I'll pick another winner. So stay tuned, my friends. And then we have Brittany Chavers coming up soon. And she has a couple of designs she's going to be showing us to close out the show. We are 3 of 4 designers in. I can't believe it. It's gone so fast. It's been going so fast today. I was like, 4 hours feels like a lot. And now I'm like, 4 hours doesn't feel like enough, really.
No.
We need a little bit more time.
We could do like a Thelma and Louise and just keep going. Just keep going.
I have talked about forever. I'm going to say it now. Someone else is probably going to do it. I've talked about having a like Bead-a-palooza that just goes like around the world, because there's someone awake beading somewhere at every hour of the day. And how fun would it be to like send it around the whole world?
I love that idea, Sarah. I think you should make that a mission at some point when you have time.
Yeah, at some point. Is she here? I haven't seen her yet. I have been watching. So
hopefully I
Mary
didn't put her to
Kay,
sleep.
this is your chance. Let us know. I mean, it could be any time of day where she is too. Yeah. So you never know.
She could be anywhere in the world too.
Let's see. Jen says racing has 24 hours of Daytona. We can have 24 hours of beading. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm saying, so you guys sign up, I guess, is what you're telling me. You'll be my first on my list.
We're totally
in. You take the 2 a.m. time slot. No.
I'm good. I'm good anytime. I'm good. If I have coffee, I'm good.
Oh my gosh. So fun. I know. Wouldn't that be fun late at night, Karen? And just for people everywhere, it would just be fun to pass the torch around the whole. One of these days. I always have these ideas, and eventually they come together. Okay, are we giving up on Mary Kay?
I
think we are. I'm sad to say, Mary Kay, I haven't seen you.
Mary Kay might be having a fancy dinner somewhere. Like,
oh, I hope so. And she has like red roses, and her Valentine gave her most beautiful jewelry design today. Chocolate,
pretty jewelry on, and
she doesn't even need a giveaway.
No, she's good. She's having fun
happening.
We've made up a whole life for Mary Kay.
Okay, we're gonna pick another winner, and then Mary Kay, if you show up, we'll figure something out for you. Okay, here is the suspense again. Juanetta Henderson on YouTube. Let us know you're here.
She there? Is she there?
She's here. She is here. After 3 hours, are we going to be able to pick a giveaway winner that's still here? I mean, we've had reasonably about the same amount of people watching the whole time, but Juanetta, are you here? Let us know in the she's here.
Yay, Juanetta! Yay, Juanetta.
Okay, Juanetta, email info@softflexcompany.com. Hopefully, Kristen, you're writing down these names. I forgot I didn't write down the second one, but I think she already emailed, so it'll be okay. Juanetta. Yeah, Debbie Kirkpatrick. I'm gonna write it down just in case. It's because it's a Friday night. Usually Thomas would be with us, but he had something to do. So Kristen and I are keeping it together here somehow, some way. Okay, Juanetta, I got you down, girl, and email them that you won the double rainbow bead strand, and make sure they have your shipping address so we can get that shipped out to you. So one more time, Deb, where can they find you the most?
I'm pretty equally everywhere, but I don't know, probably Instagram is a good place. So Deb Loves Designs on Instagram. And I also, I'm also doing, periodically some videos on YouTube. So I try and put something out maybe once a week on YouTube. I aspire to do more, but you know, the weeks go by so fast.
Yeah.
And
then you
can
sell your jewelry.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So
I
where can
haven't
you
put a
find
lot
that?
of I haven't put a lot of effort into that lately.
Yeah.
But I do have an Etsy shop. You know, it's Deb Loves Jewelry on Etsy. And so I've got quite a number of things there available, a little bit of everything. And I've been thinking about the challenge of getting back to kind of you know, refreshing my shop, because I do work for, you know, I do freelance design work for a lot of companies. I'm on the design team at Art Bead, so that all keeps me very busy, which I love. But this year I want to start to bring back some of my own jewelry and get that back out into the world, and put it in my shop so it's available. Sometimes I do sell directly from, you know, posting something, but I do need to get my shop refreshed. It's in desperate need of attention.
We love Art Beads. They've sold Soft Flex for a really long time and been a great supporter of our company. So if you ever want to collaborate on an Art Beads Soft Flex video, let me know, because I bet we could come up with something pretty amazing.
That would be fun. We definitely should explore that opportunity.
They have a lot of good stuff on their website. So
oh my gosh, yes. I mean, I do a regular show with them Monday mornings. So I'm the Monday morning girl. It's 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. And I just, you know,
awesome.
do a project every week, do something fun every week, and hopefully get people's creative juices flowing starting on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
Mondays aren't that easy for people sometimes, but maybe, you know, maybe they'll be inspired to, you know, start their weeks creatively by watching the show and hanging out. So
you're such a great fit for Jesse James Beads and Soft Flex too, because you're such like a good eye on like what's popular and like the hot trends. I feel like you always kind of have your like finger on the pulse of that. So it makes you just a really good fit to work with both of our companies. So thank you for being here and doing the Galentine event with us. Do we have the same style glasses on? Are we twinsing with our glasses?
We kind of are. It's kind of, it's practically the same shape.
They're bead lady glasses.
I feel like I took like my mom always wore big glasses, and I feel like when I was younger I thought, oh, I would never wear big glasses. Wear the big glasses. Yeah. I love it.
I see Brittany joining us in the background. Are you ready to hop on, Brittany? Okay, I'm gonna bring you on. Hi.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Fantastic. It's so good to see you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's Day.
I know. It's a great mixture of both today. They passed the torch earlier. You guys are passing the hearts.
Yeah.
There's so many different types now.
Mm-hmm. It's so nice. Well, we're really excited to see you. We've had 3 very wonderful hours of beading, and we know we're saving one of the best for last here. And we can't wait to see what you're going to make, Brittany. So thank you for being here.
Of course. I'm excited. Hey, Deb.
Hi.
Deb, we loved your bracelet. It was so pretty. Thank you for showing that to us. And I'm sure everyone really enjoyed it. Make sure you guys give Deb a heart or a thumbs up out there in the beading universe and let her know, 2 snaps. Let her know that she did a great job. And we will see you again soon, Deb, okay?
Thank you for having me. Happy Galentines, Valentines, Palentines, and have fun for the rest of the show.
Bye, Deb. Hi, Brittany.
Hey, Sarah. Long time no see. Not really.
I know. We just got to actually hug each other in person. That was really nice. It was
That was fun. Although I didn't get one picture with you. I think that you're the only person I saw that I didn't get a picture with. And I saw you like multiple times too.
Yeah, we were on the same circuit, but usually going in opposite
directions.
Same circuit, opposite way. And you look like you were just having a ball buying beads in Tucson.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was exhausting. It's overwhelming, but we love it, right? We love it.
Absolutely love it. We'll do it again next year, like 10 times over.
Yeah, hopefully.
What are you doing with all those fabulous beads you were buying? Are they going up on a website?
Yeah, well, some of them go into my personal stash, but yes, I do have a new website, and it's Turquoise Street Beads. So I sell my artisan pieces there, but I also sell beautiful things that we found in Tucson. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And then you have a really fantastic YouTube channel that everyone should go subscribe to.
Yeah, it's Turquoise Street. We're actually in the thick of 14 days of jewelry tutorials for Valentine's Day. I'm 3 days behind, so there's going to be a couple extra days. But everybody really likes it anyway. And we've been using a lot of Soft Flex in these tutorials too. So.
That's good to hear. Well, we're really glad that you're here today. I know you may have like more than one design to show. Is that right?
I do have several. I kind of got the bug once I started playing with these beads. I was the last one to get my box. Like it came like at least a week after everybody else's. I don't know what happened. The mail happened. So everybody else was designing their pieces. And thankfully they were so sweet. I didn't even ask for anything. I was just like, you know what? I'll just use what everybody has left over. And they saved these beautiful Shambhala or pave hearts for me. And that's what I got to use. So you can see here's one of the projects, just a simple heart necklace.
I love
that beautiful shimmery heart. And I've got a heart sweater on that goes really well with it. So I'll show you how to make that. The main guy is this multi-strand bracelet that we're making today. But I also had it's quick in that it's pretty simple, but a quick necklace, lots of beads on it.
Awesome.
So,
perfect.
a lot to do.
All right. Well, let's get down to it. I'm going to add your hand cam here, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
It. And
so, you know what? Let me make sure that I'm zoomed out, because sometimes it doesn't let me. Yeah, let's zoom out a little bit more. You might see a bit of a mess on my bead table. Yeah, we've got a mess. We've got a mess around here. We make a lot of jewelry. So, but it helps me focus. You can't really focus if my camera isn't out like that. So I'm sorry about the mess around it. But I'm using all 3 colors of the Soft Flex today. You can use, if you've used some of it already, you can use whatever you want, but we're going to use 3 strands. I've isolated some of the beads into this little dish today. We're also going to be using most of this bead strand, and I've hidden from myself, oh my goodness, one of the bead strands. So I'm like looking at my desk, and if you see it before I see it, let me know. But we'll also be using here it is. Goodness gracious. We're going to be using this strand that has these clear square beads and these etched silver and clear beads. So we have a lot going on. I'll take you through it. We're going to start by grabbing all 3 of our pieces of wire. And I should have grabbed a bead buddy, but you can tie a knot. You can use a piece of tape, whatever works for you. And my wrist is about 7 inches, but I want several inches on either side just so we have enough to crimp. So I would say maybe a foot or 10 inches. 10 inches is probably the lowest amount that you'd want, but I'm going to cut at least a foot off. Mine's probably more than that. And we just want 3 pieces that are the same length. And like I said, if you want to do 3 turquoise pieces, 3 purple pieces, 3, what's the name of this one? Dark blue lapis pieces, that's totally fine. I'm just using all 3 colors.
What did you think of this color selection for Valentine's Day?
You know I love it. I'm a blue girl, so anything with blue or turquoise, right up my alley for sure. So, and of course we got turquoise in the mix here. And that was just my absolute favorite thing. I'm so sad that I didn't bring, I remember to bring everything from my bead room, but did not remember to bring the bead buddy. So I have my bracelet here. I'm going to kind of use that as a guide while we're making. Put my beautiful soft flex off to the side here. Don't need my tools at the moment. And then we'll cut open this strand. If you haven't already, I actually don't remember if anybody else used some of the beads from this strand today. But if you haven't already opened it, we'll need several beads off of this strand for both projects. Or well, all three projects actually. Okay. So the main focus on this bracelet is one of these beautiful Shambhala beads, and it's still not focusing very well on this.
I know. Yeah. It's something about StreamYard guess, I think.
Okay.
It just doesn't
All
clearly.
right. Well, then I'm just going to zoom in because I know the background's really distracting. There we go. So we're going to use one of these, and I'm going to slip that on all three pieces, and he's going to go to the middle. Sometimes, I don't know, Sarah, if you're like this, I usually work from the middle out, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just,
I do too.
It's just what I do. And so I started with this because I knew this was the bead that I wanted to focus on. That's where I started. So I grabbed a bunch of bead caps. Oh no. Oh, here we go. I have 4 of these little leaf bead caps. I'm going to put one on either side of my heart. And then I also got a couple of these little like blue melon beads, little pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is going to be a mixed metal piece as well. If you're not comfortable with mixed metal, this is a great piece to start with because you don't have a choice. the metal is silver, and some of the bead caps are gold. So I'm just going to put that next to kind of framing our heart. And you just got to guide your wire through. Sometimes they don't want to go through, but most of these beads had large enough centers that we didn't have to worry about reaming them or just getting one strand to go through. So you should be okay for most of this bracelet. Since I already know the design of this bracelet, I'm just going to work from the middle out and then crimp one side, and then I'll work on the other side. But if you're not sure of your design, just use a bead buddy or a piece of tape or a knot to stop your beads from falling off. Next, I'm going to go with this beautiful purple crystal. One of these metal beads with those rhinestones in the middle. And then here's where we're going to introduce one of the crystal squares. And I kind of really love that because you can see the color of the soft flex through the middle of it. Makes me happy.
Pretty.
Yeah. And then we're going to go with one of the larger filigree bead caps. One of these etched beads.
I love the conversation is in the chat is all about everyone's cats.
Oh, I love that. I don't have a cat. I have a Goldie. And she is in the room somewhere with me at the moment. But
is she pretty quiet?
Oh, yes. She's very quiet. She makes no noise unless she hasn't seen me for a couple of days. So when I came back from Tucson, she was barking at me because I wouldn't set my stuff down fast enough to give her a kiss.
Oh,
so it was so cute. But normally she's so silent. She doesn't bark, growl, nothing. So
who did she stay with while you were in?
So my mom lives next door, and
how nice.
My mom loves it because it's like her granddaughter.
Right,
and she gets to hug and squeeze her for however long I'm gone. So she watched her while I was gone.
Oh, that works out so well.
Yeah. And then we're going to add on another crystal. And then the last bead on this side is going to be another one of these metal beads with the rhinestones down the middle. I just love, I don't know about you, Sarah, but for Valentine's Day, the blingier, the better, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I love how sparkly all of this was. Okay, so I'm just looking for the Soft Flex crimps, which yummy, love Soft Flex crimps. I love doing these Soft Flex shells because I get a bunch of crimps.
Yeah, I usually send a lot because I never know how many one person will use.
Right. And then we also make the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have to make more than one. Yeah. So I'm always like, okay, I'm just going to put a lot in here.
Right. Well, thank you.
Everybody else gets a lot too, which is great in their Soft Flex kit.
I absolutely appreciate it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put one of these crimps all the way on all three of these. And Soft Flex crimps will accommodate a lot of strands, but I'm not going to make us try and fit 6 through there because we're three, I think 4 is kind of asking a lot. And then 6, I don't think that would work, but we're going to put 3 in, move it down. I'm just using regular crimping pliers today. And I'm going to put that in my crimp and I'm going to squish. And I'm going to turn that 90 degrees and squish again. And then squish one more time. So that's holding everything in place on that end of our bracelet. Those beads aren't going anywhere, right? And then I'm going to just choose one of these to be my loop to close the half of my closure. On this one, I chose the lapis. So whatever color of the 3, if you choose to use the 3 that you like the most, just choose that one. Of course, for this one, I'm going to use turquoise because maybe on the last one, my lapis was a little longer, but turquoise is my favorite color. So we're going to go with that. Hence
turquoise street.
Yes, ma'am. And turquoise street beads. Yeah, for sure. And that name came from, it was thinking when I was setting up my channel, like, where would I just love to live? And that's Turquoise Street. I would want to live on a street called Turquoise Street. So that's where that came from. Then I'm going to put it on my strand here, come back down through that crimp. And we're going to crimp again. And just make it however big you want that loop, because we don't need anything. You can use a button or whatever as a closure, but today we're going to be using the larger clasp that was in the Jesse James beads mix. So any size loop is really going to work with this clasp. I'm just going to use one that's about that big. And then I'm going to crimp again. So squish. I know my followers love it when I say squish, my subscribers. And I squish again and squish one more time. We might make t-shirts, Sarah, because I say squish so many times. And then I'm just going to clip off that excess wire. So our bracelet's, well, probably a third of the way finished because we have a little bit more heavy duty beading on this side. But the thing about this is, you can make this into however long you'd like because there will be beads left over even after all the other projects that happened today. Somebody said, what desk mess looks like a normal, in my opinion, normal view. Yeah, this isn't even my bead room. If you were in my bead room, you'd kind of cry. I do frequently. On the other side, I'm going to do that same leaf bead cap with all 3. And then I'm going to do that same pumpkin and then another bead cap. And then we'll move that all down to that heart. And here's where we have to do the first part of our finagling. So, and I'll show you what I mean. We're going to have 3 strands going into this heart. And sometimes these larger seed beads, which I think these are about a 6/0, kind of fight for dominance next to something smaller like one other bead. So I used some of the clear beads in the 11/0 size to kind of segue from this one bead to these 3 strands. So in 2 strands, I used 2 seed beads, and 1 I used 3. Whatever works for you, you can, if maybe you want your bracelet to be 2 strands instead of 3 strands, you can just kind of change it to whatever you want it to be. So on the blue strand, I put 3. And then I'm going to just start stringing this blue strand, which I use the baby blue. Oh, did I not bring over? I think I might have only brought over 3 of the beads. Uh-oh. Well, I have the purples. Oh, here they are. I'm sorry. It's me not being organized. Here they are.
There they are. Oh, those are so pretty too.
Yes, these baby blue are so gorgeous. So what I'm going to do.
Bracelet for my little guy.
Aw. What I'm going to do is put 4 of these seed beads on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to go with one of these little purple crystal rondelles. 4 more seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then one of these crystal metal beads with the crystals in the middle. Then another 4. And then another one of those purple crystal rondelles. Then 3 more beads, and then 2 of those clear 11-0 seed beads. And that's all we need for this middle one. Unfortunately, I don't have a bead buddy near me, so I'm going to be real careful. Actually, I might just tie a tiny loose knot because I have the tendency to really mess up and dump my beads. And I've done it on a live recently. So
it's good to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yes, I'm very self-aware as a beader. So I'll go ahead. You know what? While I was doing that, did I dump beads off? No. Okay. It just looks a little shorter than I expected to. Okay. So then the turquoise one, I did 2 clear beads. And then we're going to go into the light purple here, which is such a pretty color. I just love this color scheme. I love pink, but purples, blues, those are my favorites. Well, actually, turquoise and pink are my favorites, but the purple blue color palette was just floating my boat this time. So I'll go ahead and put on 3 of these purple beads. Then one of these gold hearts with the bottom of the heart facing the heart, that the same way that the heart on the bracelet is facing. Then 3 more purple beads. One of those blue pumpkins. 3 more purple beads. A teal bicone. And I love how we got the teal from the lapis soft flex into this mix. It looks so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Love that. 3 more of these purple beads. Oops. Another blue pumpkin. 3 more purple beads, and then let's see, 2 clear beads. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1 and 2. And then I'll tie a little knot, very loose, so we don't kink our wire too badly. Although I do have excess here, so it'll be okay if we do. Okay. And then we'll work on that 3rd strand. So the 3rd strand is the darker purple strand, and we're going to be using the darker purple seed beads, which I think that's such a yummy color. I'm going to put on 2 of my clear 11-0 seed beads, then 3 of my purple, dark purple, I should say. And then another pumpkin. I'm running out of pumpkins. And let's see, 3 more of the dark purple. One of those bicones again. 3 more dark purple. I can't wait to see what you're making over there, Sarah.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I love it. And I love the sound of beads.
Right, in general, right?
Right. And then another heart. Then we're going to do 3 more purple. Another bicone. 3 more purple, and then 2 of the clear 11 O's. So if you have your design in mind, it goes pretty quickly. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to unknot my ends because we want to crimp them. And we're going to kind of do the exact same thing that we did on the other side, but with a smaller loop because we're going to be looping around our clasp instead of making a closure. So we need two more crimp tubes for this side. On the first one, we're going to pile on all 3, or we're going to put the first one on all 3 strands. And move that down. Now, for those who know me, they know I like to do my projects loosey-goosey, and that means that we're not crimping in a straight line because we do that. Our wrists aren't in a straight line, right? They're oval shaped. We want something that's going to lay on our wrist very nicely. We don't want something that's boxy or too tight. So pre-arranging your bracelet in the shape of your wrist is going to help you have a more flowy bracelet. So I'm going to put, oh, I already put all 3 on that crimp bead. And then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to crimp. Just make sure there aren't any noticeable gaps too, because that's going to add length to your pieces. All right. So then we come in, crimp. So we'll go squish, turn 90 degrees, squish again, and then squish one more time. And then I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say, Sarah?
Squish, squish, squish.
Squish, squish, squish. Squishing. Just keep squishing.
Exactly.
And then I'm going to go ahead and cut off 2 of my wires, leaving, of course, the turquoise one. I'm going to put on my next crimp. You can use jump ring here to attach to your clasp, but I'm just going to come through the clasp itself. And come back down. Aw. Isn't that
nice?
Yeah, that was such a sweet comment. Thank you. And then we're going to, I can't believe it's been 5 years since I started this channel. Actually, it's been 5 years. It's probably been almost 5.5 at this point. It's been a while. It's been a wild ride, Sarah.
I hear you. You know, when I think about the fact that I'm on my 26th anniversary this year, it almost blows my mind.
How's that possible? You're only 26.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. How did this happen?
You came out of the womb beading.
Feels that way some days.
Right. So I've just kind of done the same exact thing, pulled that through my clasp, and then came back down through my crimp tube, and we're gonna squish again. Turn it, squish, and squish. And then we will cut off that excess wire. We made a bracelet in 20 minutes, less than, right?
Yeah, you're doing great.
So we've got time to make the other 2 for sure. So isn't this super cute? I love it. And now I have 2. I'm going to give one to for Valentine's.
Beautiful. So sparkly.
It is so sparkly. And that's my favorite thing about my favorite jewelry to wear is bracelets because I get to see the beads. I feel like necklaces, sometimes I can see them out of the corner of my eye. Earrings, I don't wear too much, but bracelets, I get to play with my beads. I have a bracelet helper because usually I use toggles, but today I used a lobster clasp, and sometimes those are difficult to do by yourself. So you can use a paper clip for this too. I wanted to put this on and wear it while I make my necklace.
I liked that oversized lobster clasp.
Yes.
Too. That was kind of a cool addition.
Yeah. So there we go. And if you want to save that for a different project, there were lobster clasps from Soft Flex too, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. There were several different clasp options in.
There were a lot of clasps between the two kits. It was great.
It was perfect.
No shortage on clasps.
Exactly.
Which I think we have had before, which is why there were a lot.
We learned from our mistakes.
Exactly.
The next thing was the necklace that I'm wearing is super fun stacker necklace, and we're going to use that second Shambhala bead. Excuse me. The chain that we got from Jesse James Beads fits through this bead perfectly, and you can actually put on several of the other beads if you want. Let's say you wanted to save this for a second bracelet, or you wanted to make a different necklace. It'll go through some of the crystals that were in the kit too. So you can just string on whatever beads you want. But I really like the look of this Shambhala bead just kind of hanging out on my neck. And you can make it whatever length you want. I'm going to make it a little bit longer than the one I have on so I can wear 2 at a time. Yes. Okay, so I'm not going to cut anything on this one, but you can make it whatever length you'd like. And the fun thing about this is Jesse James Beads included these teeny tiny jump rings, because sometimes it's really hard to find jump rings in a gauge that's going to fit through tiny chain. Believe me, I've tried, and it's not fun trying to find them or source them. So they give you a plethora of these jump rings, so you can make more than one thing. If you wanted to make a bracelet, if you wanted to put, segments or something, or make beaded chain. Yeah. So I'm just going to put that little jump ring on my chain, and then they had a tiny lobster clasp and a tiny magnetic clasp. I'm going to use the magnetic clasp for this one. And I'm just going to close that up and do the exact same thing on the other side of the chain. I got to tell you, Sarah, I don't use glasses yet, but these tiny jump rings make me want to think about it.
And the tiny chain on you quickly, and then you're like, oh, that's why you have to wear.
Yeah, I hit 40 last year, and thankfully my eyes have not given up.
About that age is when I was like, oh, this is a change. I gotta think about this.
They haven't done me wrong yet, but I feel like they're getting close.
Yeah.
So anyway, then I'm gonna put that other side on, close that up, and we have such a cute, simple, fast necklace. Oh, you know what?
Cute.
I just said I finished it, but guess what? I didn't finish it well enough. These eyeballs. I think I didn't close up my jump ring well enough here.
But you can't see well enough to check.
Right. I can't see it now that it fell off. So let's try it again. Get that on there. Thankfully, the next piece we're making is not so teeny tiny. Okay. There we go. Super fun. Very delicate piece, very cute. You could just wear this with a string of gemstones, string of Jesse James beads, whatever works for you. But I just love how dainty it is and super lightweight. All right, we're moving on to our third piece.
Yeah.
I know. So the third piece is just a simple strung necklace. And I used, let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I used several beads from the mix. So I have this cute little hexagon crystal, which is our focal. I used 2 more of these little gold hearts. And between every bead of the focal part of the necklace, I used an 11-0 seed bead to kind of give each bead its own moment. You could do 2 beads in between. You could do 3 beads in between. You could change it to one of the colorful beads in the kit. So whatever works for you. I'm thinking I'm going to use the purple for this necklace. This necklace I feel like has a lot of purple in it. The first one, I'm going to put on a seed bead here. And then one of these etched beads. A seed bead, and then a pumpkin, those blue pumpkins. A seed bead, another etched bead. A seed bead, and then we have these awesome purple and blue impression jasper. Gosh, those are so pretty. Whoever put the kits together, chef's kiss. They really matched the colors so well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll put on another seed bead, one of those crystal squares, a seed bead, another impression jasper, a seed bead, and then a gold heart. And here I'm putting the heart bottom facing the hex bead. So each one's going in a different direction. So the first one I'm putting on with the bottom facing towards where I'm stringing. Then I'm going to put a seed bead on, my hex bead. And then I'm going to put a seed bead on. And then the next heart, the bottom's going to be facing the other direction. And then I'm just going to do that same pattern up the other side.
Can every day of work be like this? I just sit with like really great designers and make stuff all day.
That would be wonderful. I think we should just make that a thing.
I mean, I'm loving it.
I keep asking the universe that, like if everything could still be okay financially, and that would be my day, that would be great.
I know.
All right, so we're almost finished with the pattern at this point, and then the back of this necklace is just using seed beads in a different pattern, but you can add in what other beads you'd like, or you can even use some chain. I know there was some cup chain in the mix.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody used. Did anybody use the cup chain?
No. Jen had shown us some ways she was thinking about using it, but no, I don't think anyone actually used it.
I'm not usually a cup chainer, but there was also some silver chain. I don't know if anybody. I think Jen used the silver chain, right?
She did.
Okay. But if you had any left over, you could use that too. My pattern for the seed beads in the back is just 3 blue, 3 light purple, 3 dark purple. And then I'm just repeating that over and over again until it's the length that I'd like. So I know that part's not super exciting to watch, but it'll only take me a few minutes because I usually string pretty quickly.
You're doing great, and we're on no rush for time, and you're the very last one.
I'm
So
so
we're done. Yeah. It's been such a great day today. So much good inspiration. I hope all of you out there have been appreciating and enjoying it. Please click that heart symbol or thumbs up symbol, and let us know you enjoyed this Galentine's party.
Yes, I'm so excited that I got invited back. I think I've done every single one.
I think so too.
Since the beginning, and it's just like a highlight of my Valentine's Day for sure. I'm like, oh, I get to do that today. I get to hang out with my friends and make.
I know. We've done it in many different ways, but I do think this 4-hour marathon is kind of fun.
Yeah, I do too. On the actual day too. I think it makes it more Galentine's-y day-ish. I don't know if that's a word, but I think it gives more significance to the event.
Yeah, and I think there are a lot of people out there that just want to hang out today, because maybe they don't have a traditional Valentine situation happening. Right. Or it's, many of us, when you've been married a long time, you just maybe go to dinner and maybe you do it on a Sunday instead of a Friday or.
Right. Because I thought about going out to dinner and I was like, oh, wait. It's going to be packed.
Not today. Yeah.
No, thank you. I will grill or something.
I'm taking the kids to their favorite pizza parlor.
Oh, yummy. I'm jealous.
We were talking earlier about how pizza is like the universal dinner love language for most families because everyone can agree. And for me, there's this nice salad bar that I enjoy. So it's to have pizza again. I can have something else.
Yes. So do your kids love the same pizza, or do they have to get their own pizzas, or how do they?
They all like just cheese pizza.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
I know it's the one thing that they like can all agree on is cheese pizza. So
lovely.
that's what we're doing.
I think we've got enough on this side. So I'm just going to grab my Soft Flex crimp. Then I grabbed a toggle from the mix that Jesse James Bead sent for this one. You can absolutely use a lobster, but I'm just going to use this toggle. I'm going to put a crimp on. Toggle bar, come right through. And crimp this.
It's finally getting dark here on the Pacific Coast for all of you who have been hanging out with us. On the East Coast, it was dark probably from almost the beginning.
Really?
Kind of funny, but our evening is starting here.
It's finally starting to stay lighter later. We get so dark early in Arizona because of the tilt or whatever, and it's just ridiculous. Sometimes 4:30, it's just dark.
Yeah.
So I'm loving seeing the sun longer.
Me too. And having kids, especially, you want to be able to take them to the park or do something after dinner to get that after dinner energy out. And it's so hard when it's dark.
I can only imagine. All right, so we're half finished with this one. I'm just going to do that same pattern up the other side of the 3 blue, 3 light purple, 3 dark purple. Do need some more dark or light purple spilled out. Probably some more dark too.
I love the pattern, and these 3 colors are just so gorgeous together.
Yes, I love them too. And then we'll just keep going.
Looks like we have a few Galentine bead kits left at Jesse James Beads, and then a few of the supply kits left at softflexcompany.com. You can still get all of the beads you've seen over the last 4 hours. These seed beads, the clasps, the chain, all of it comes in a box from Jesse James Beads and then a supply kit from Soft Flex. You mix the 2 together and you can make many of the projects you saw today or make your own spin on it if you want to, and then post it into the VIB group or the Secret Stash group on Facebook, because we always like to see what you guys are making.
Yes, and I would if you make any of these projects, I would love to see them in Brittany's Beads too.
Yeah, you have a Facebook group called Brittany's Beads.
Yep. We have 4,000 people, and we love supporting each other. So
yeah, that's great. Yes, I'm just so happy in our VIB group that everybody is so kind, because that was really a fear for me when I opened up the group, that we would end up with someone in there that was saying unkind things to someone. Because we want people who are just even started beading to feel confident that you can share your design or your questions, and no question is too dumb, no question shouldn't be asked if you have it about beading. It should be a safe space for that.
Absolutely. I feel I'm the person who approves posts, and I'm like a hawk on posts. But the thing is, we have such a great community that nobody ever steps out of line, because they were beginners too. So
yeah.
And I sometimes feel like a beginner still too on certain things. So I feel like I'm always perpetually learning too.
It's why I love beading. Like 26 years, I mean, really 30 years after I started beading, I still do things I've never done before with beads.
I love
I'm
that.
like, that's crazy. And I do this as my job. So it's not like I just do it every once in a great while.
Right.
Like I bead all the time and I still come across like new design ideas or new design elements come out and they give me new inspiration. It's just really, it's so much fun.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. Okay, well, we're coming up on the end of this necklace. I'm just going to put my crimp on, come back through. And I come down through several beads. And contrary to popular belief, it's not because I think that it makes the necklace stronger. It really doesn't. I just don't really love the look of a wire cut off right at the crimp bead. So feeding that down through a couple beads kind of gets that bead a little bit closer to the crimp bead. Sometimes you can't do that and you might want to use a crimp cover, but for the most part, it's pretty easy to do. I'm going to pull that tight, but also again, we're loosey-goosey. And I am going to go ahead and take my crimping pliers and you guessed it, I'm going to say squish and turn and squish it again and squish one more time. And then we will cut this bad boy. And we made 3 pieces of jewelry. And there's tons left over if you want to make more earrings, another matching bracelet. Sky's the limit, really.
Oh, I love this comment. You do have an extended family.
I agree with Tina.
That's awesome. So good. Well, let's see those 3 designs together.
Okay, so here's the necklace. Move the crazy amount of beads out of the way. Here's our necklace. Here's our second necklace right here. And if you do this one longer and this one shorter, you can wear those stacked together or vice versa. And then here is our bracelet. I'm wearing one.
A beautiful set. You just got to make those earrings now and you're all set with the whole look.
Yeah, there's a ton left. Like you could see there's a lot of beads left and I didn't even pour out all the beads, but you could absolutely make probably more than one pair of earrings with what's left over.
Oh, definitely. Okay, let me come up here and I'll show you guys what I was tootling around with. It's getting kind of dark, but we'll see how it goes. So I took that little amethyst piece and hung it from the toggle clasp. And then I just kind of broke up some of the gemstone beads and finished it up with some dark purple.
That is so pretty. That is so pretty.
Love it. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to make myself a Valentine's Day present.
Yeah. That's what I did with these. I was like, this is like jewelry that you want to wear is super special. And that's why I went with this, because I want to wear this like all year round. And it's so pretty.
It's so pretty. Yeah. I love that little heart. It's so good.
I'm gonna stack this with other Jesse James beads bracelets that I've made in the past too.
That's awesome. Well, you guys, I'm going to do our last giveaway of the day. You must be present to win. So stick around in order to claim your prize if you're the winner. Before I do that, one last reminder, 15% off using coupon code NEW at softflexcompany.com on the entire new category. Unfortunately, all of those Tucson goodie boxes sold out during this live show. So those are gone, but there's tons more stuff in there. So peruse the category. You'll find the Galentine supply kit in there as well. Use that coupon code at checkout in order to get your discount. Don't forget, Jesse James Beads also has 30% off on their All Heart collection. No code necessary. And we looked through that a little bit with Deb, and there's lots of beauties in there. So go check out their website for that too. And let's get that giveaway going. Share screen. And giveaway. Okay, so this will show our last giveaway winner. We're going to choose a new giveaway winner. And since we're 4 hours-ish in now, I imagine some people have left, so we'll have to be patient and see if they're still here. But you must be present to win. So let's draw a name and see if they are here. Cynthia Dornhouse. Are you here on Facebook? We're looking for you in the comments to let us know that you're here. If you're here, you're going to email info@softflexcompany.com. We will send you a double rainbow bead strand. So make sure you give us your shipping address so that there she is. Awesome.
Yay,
that's amazing. To get, like, I had one person that wasn't here of 4 giveaways over 4 hours.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
Kind of crazy. You guys really stuck it out. That's what that tells me. You were here for the full 4 hours. You can watch this on replay anytime. So if you wanted to slow down any of the designs that you saw today, you could definitely go do that and pause and do a little bit of work and then pause, play, pause, play, pause. Who would miss Brittany?
Everybody's comments are so sweet. I keep seeing them. I'm like, oh, you guys make me cry.
It is Valentine's Day, and you guys are just pouring on the sweetness. Yeah. This was so much fun. We had such a good time. Thank you for being here, Brittany.
Thanks for inviting me. I'll always do it.
Yeah, we have to see you before Galentine's Day, so we got to get you on our regular schedule as well, because it's nice.
Your people call my people.
I will. My person, Kristen, will call Goldie, and we'll.
I know. I'm my only person. You can call my mom.
Kristen's probably like, "Oh, what? Excuse me." Yeah, so good to see you, and so good to see all of you out there. I hope you're having a wonderful Valentine's Day. Remember, Valentine's Day can be about lots of different kinds of love, including friendship love. So I hope that you will take at least one of your jewelry designs from this kit and give it to someone that you love, whether it's a neighbor, a sister, a friend, a daughter, a brother, any loved one, a husband, whoever it happens to be. Make them something and give it to them sometime this weekend. And I hope you guys just have a fantastic, full, and enjoyable weekend. All right, so I am ending this. Make sure you go check out the softflexcompany.com website and the jessiejamesbeads.com website, and keep posted. We have more events coming. I think I have like a major event every month this year. So there's a lot coming up that is going to be super fun. Don't forget to check out the live sale as well, running all weekend through Sunday. You can find it on the Soft Flex Company website. Bye, everybody.